Oh, you know what? I realized that I have been talking this entire time and nobody could hear me. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. So let me start over. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. My Get Stuff Done impromptu lives are going to be just a peek into what I am normally working on my sewing and quilting stuff. I'm not normally very well scripted. I'm not normally very well prepared for everything. I do a lot of things on the fly. I did make sure that I should have everything nearby that I need, uh, but that's, again, it's not always the case. It's not always the way I work, but I am working today on Prismatic Star. It is a paper piecing pattern. It is a Quiltworks pattern. It is still available at Quiltworks. Hi, Glenda. Yes, I'm so glad you were here. Thank you so much. I I don't know if you managed to catch Tuesday night, but yeah, it's been it's been a long week. Um, I did have issues with my audio. I didn't turn on my microphone. Don't know how I did that, but I I just wanted to bring everybody along and show you guys what my normal sewing is like. I know it's very therapeutic for me to watch other people in their natural element when they're not scripted. So I figured it would help, to show everybody else, what things are like. Um, so I am going to work on this, and yeah, so I'm gonna swap cameras real quick. Um, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to chime in the chat. As soon as I see it, I will look over and see. All right, let's see. There we go. Cutting table. All right. So I have already cut my white, and I was going to use this black grunge as my background, but or my background of my temperature quilt, but I am repurposing it for this. Hi Charlotte, glad to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I'm just working on more of that prismatic star today. This is more unscripted than normal. This is kind of how I work. So if you guys need me to swap cameras or whatever, just let me know. I don't have a problem swapping between cameras. Um, I'm gonna try to start doing these impromptu lives just when I have time and when it's quiet. My husband is out of the apartment today, and he will be out for several hours, so I have several hours to be here. I know I caught Donnell and Debbie this morning. They were a lot of laughs, a lot of good times, and so I figured I would get on and just go ahead and bite the bullet, get some stuff done. So I know you may not be able to see what I'm cutting, but I can't give you the measurements anyway. Um, Again, I am working on my prismatic star from Quiltworks. So yeah, now this grunge, I was gonna use it for my temperature quilt, and I know where I got it. I did get it at Hobby Lobby. That's the only big box store we have here. So I can go get some more, and that may be what I do because I kind of really like it, and I think I want to use this grunge for the background. I actually have Kona Black in enough yardage to do this pattern, but I also have enough to do um, the temperature quilt in Kona Black. So I've moved the Kona Black over to the temperature quilt for right now, and I may come back and put this back on it. I don't know. So let me see if I can cover up what you guys aren't supposed to see for measurements. Not that it will help much, and I apologize. I don't know how much of this you can see. But Quiltworks gives you templates, and they will tell you what size pieces to lay out or what size pieces to cut, and then they will tell you how many to stack. So you're supposed to stack 8 and then cut along the lines. So you guys will see me doing that here shortly with the white. And I thought my white that I was going to be using was going to be solid white, and it's not. It's a batik. Let's see. I'm working on a quilt that has black grunge in it, along with black and white and metallic gold. Ooh, that sounds gorgeous. Charlotte, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, I don't remember who all is. Um, that should give us a link if Nightbot is working correctly. Snail trail in a few days and post if I can. Oh, I would love to see that. Absolutely. Yeah, if Charlotte, if you're not, I can't remember because I haven't seen a whole lot of posts from everyone. I know Chloe's in the group and I know Glenda is, just because the names are sticking out to me. But if you haven't joined, hop over and go join the Facebook group as well. You know, let me actually go take a look real quick. Let's see my group there. And all right, there we go. Members list. There we go. All right, I do have you in there, I think. Yeah. All right, so you are in the group. So feel free to join to post pictures in the group. I'd love to see the projects you guys are working on. That would be awesome because I really do get inspiration from what everybody else is working on too. It gives me a lot of encouragement that what I'm doing is actually worth doing. And you might see my head pop in the way or my arm pop in the way. I am cutting off the side of the camera, and I don't normally stand up to quilt, but I'm cutting across the full width of fabric. I mean, it's folded, but I'm still cutting across the full width of the fabric, so I am having to stand up to do that. I have been working on the Elizabeth Hartman pattern non-stop the last 2 days, and I'm ready to work on something different for just a little bit. All right, so did not cut all the way through. All right, there we go. Now I can cut this or get this out of the way. Awesome, thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody sharing what they're working on and sharing pictures, because I know you guys enjoy seeing what I'm working on, but I definitely enjoy seeing what you guys are working on. So I've got 4 pieces of my black grunge, and these are going to be my background pieces. I'm not worried about pressing out all the wrinkles. They're not, I mean, they're not great, but they're not the worst. I did press out my Kona black before I decided to change gears. I just felt like that Kona black was going to be so heavy against the batik that I've got. Let's see, let me show you the batik real quick, because I'll be cutting it here in a minute. So it does not show up really well on camera. And I'll have to show different angles of this once I get it cut. But it is not a solid white. I mean, I don't know what is up with my camera today. Like why it's so dull over here. But this is actually, it is a batik, and it's got little grade 8 little like I can't think of the color name, like not mauve, but like taupe little markings in it, a little bit of blue. I mean, it almost looks brown or tan, maybe. Brown or tan would probably be the easier words for me to say. Awesome. I'm going to do your freezer paper piecing my snail's trail is why it's going so slow. I believe that. Awesome, Charlotte. Let me go take a look real quick. I will see what that looks like. Let's see. Well, it's not loading on my side. Let me refresh real quick. Oh, wow. It's almost like a trip around the world. That's a lot of half square triangles, isn't it? That's gorgeous. I love that. How big is that going to be? Is that going to be like a twin or a lap or what are we looking at for that? I'm going to pull out my template pieces. And yes, I have literally combined projects. This is my Elizabeth Hartman project. There we go. There's my Elizabeth Hartman project pieces. And here is my prismatic star pieces. All in the same bucket just because I haven't bothered keeping it all separate. Alright, so I have got, looks like they gave me 3 template pieces for the background, for the black grunge. So we are going to get rid of this bucket real quick. Let me measure it. Okay, awesome. Now, Glenda, I did look at some freezer paper piecing patterns for or some options for that temperature quilt that I'm going to do. So if you want to freezer paper piece, I'm going to offer different pricing because I'm not going to have to send as many printed pattern pieces when I issue that temperature quilt pattern. I am working on assembling a test option for it. So let's see how they lay these out. Alright, so they're saying B1, which is of course the biggest one, and then B3, B1 and B3, and then 2 of B2s. And it of course include 2 of B2s. Okay, so I've got to unfold this. I have to unfold them, and there's 4 strips total. 2 of them have to be wrong sides up, 2 of them have to be right sides up. So we're going to see if I have enough room over here to do it. Black and red. Ooh. Ooh. I actually have, I need to pull it out. I have a red, black, and white quilt that I am working on. Okay, that I have started. Let's put it that way. I'm not actually working on it right now, but I have worked on it before. So for all of you guys that, oh, hi Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. Hey, I'm glad you were here. Okay, about 66 by 66. Awesome. Maritza, what we were talking about, the size that Charlotte was just posting, exclamation Facebook, or exclamation FB gives you the Facebook link. I do have a Facebook group. It is a private group, so you can always post in there privately. So if you do decide to join, or you want to go see all the pictures, you could absolutely go do that. It is gorgeous, Charlotte. I love it. You were doing such a good job with that. So you guys who are asking about the black grunge, I'm looking at the selvage right now. It is Brother Sister Design Studio, copyright 2021, Hobby Lobby Stores Inc. Design Studio, copyright 2021, Hobby Lobby Stores Inc. It's B94 RT Black. So that's what this black grunge is that I'm working with. And again, I know there's a lot of people who won't shop at Hobby Lobby. They are just what I have here in town. So if I need fabric immediately, that's where I have to go. I do not have, I've got a couple of local quilt shops here, but those local quilt shops are expensive, as local quilt shops will be. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with them being expensive, but they are expensive, and it's just kind of out of my budget normally. I am so excited about that black and white with gold. Ugh, yeah. I cannot wait to see that. That's going to look kind of like regal, isn't it? My black, white, and red. Oh, let me tell you about that. The black, white, and red. I decided I was going to do a black and white and red quilt. And somebody, I don't know the name of the designer, so you can't quote me, because I just can't think. Today is that day. They came out with a 365-day quilt. So, no joke, there are 365 blocks in the quilt. It is still available, I think. Awesome, Glenn. I'm glad you subscribed to her channel. Did I? I think I did. Don't quote me. I will go back and make sure that I subscribe. Maritza, if you want, anybody that comes into my channel, if you guys want, you can do exclamation selfie and you guys will get to, or your link will post up. Nightbot will go grab it for me. So I don't have to bother with going to grab everybody's link and stopping whatever I'm doing. Alright, it started out to be an entirely different pattern, but it wasn't working right, so I kept playing with it. That's awesome. I love when people do that. Like, okay, I am horrible about not being able to think out of the box sometimes. Like, I am great at planning, and I apologize if you guys are seeing the back of my head and my shoulder and all of this mess that I am today. But it is what it is. It's going to have to be what it is. But, so I started that 365-day quilt, and I have not finished it. So that's what my black, white, and red quilt is. I have not finished. I have definitely not finished it at all. Alright, so you guys, if you've not done, let me see if I can raise this up a little bit so you guys can get a better angle to see what I'm doing. Oh, are you serious? Okay, my tripod is at its limit there. Let's see if we can, it's not much better. Let me do this real quick. And I apologize, I hope I'm not making anybody sick. That is not my intention. The camera is moving. Camera is definitely moving, guys. We're going to try to make it big enough so you guys can see more of what I'm working on. So you guys aren't actually in the dark about what I'm doing. And we're going to see if we can do this. Okay. Yeah, so you guys can see this is definitely not my normal. I am normally much more prepared than this. Yeah, that's true. They do, Rayanne. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I just decided to do today as a impromptu, just kind of like I'm getting busy anyway, doing stuff, so might as well show everybody what I'm working on. All right, there we go. That's a little bit better. So I can just move this up a little bit. All right, so when you have a Quiltworks pattern, and that's what this pattern is this is a Quiltworks pattern, they give you templates, and that's what this piece is this is just a template. So, and this one's going to be a little bit more close than some of the others, just because it is a border piece, and they're trying to get you as much as much room in there as they can. So they'll tell you to go ahead and lay it out. I am going to pin this one just because it is big and gangly. But so I can't talk again, guys. This is unscripted today. This is totally off book. And again, I've been dealing with sinuses, so my brain is not functioning quite the normal rate. I am known as the mather. This is not a math day. Alright, so they give you a template, and all you do is you are cutting out, I cut about 1/8 of an inch outside of the template usually. You can cut straight on if you want. If the grain line matters, they will tell you to go across the grain line. So they've got one here and they've got one here. So they want this to be the bias edge. So they'll tell you how many to cut. So for this one, I got to lay it out twice. So they'll have me lay the B1, which is what this one is, and then they've got me laying B3 right near it. So B3 is going to lay like that. And then B1, so I'm going to be cutting off a little section here. And so once I get up here, that little cutoff section from down here, from like down here, sorry, I know it's off camera, from this area down here will kind of fit in right there. So one thing that I have also learned is, guys, I am not normally a pinner. I am I am normally not the pinner at all. Um, some of my local ladies can tell you if you see me with pins, it is a rare day because I usually I don't need them, or I just decide you can't get me to use them. You can't make me. But on this, I do pin because these are big, big pieces. Oh, you just lost bobbin chicken. Oh, I lost it earlier today. Actually, no, I take that back. I lost it yesterday. You're good. I lost bobbin chicken yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to pin outside of the template pieces. And this is going to keep the rest of my strips stacked together after I cut these out. So once I get these cut out, then those are going to stay put where they're at. This template kind of shifted, but we're about to cut it, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So I'm not going to worry about cutting this outside line because it is close to where I've already cut. And because I don't have a lot of room, what I'm just going to do is kind of rotate everything on my cutting mat. But I do want enough room for my ruler, and the only one that I have that's long enough is, of course, a wide ruler, and that was my finger. My finger and the pen one. Of course. It's always messy, too. Alright. So, if you guys did not catch Donnell and Debbie's live earlier, it was on Donnell's Stitchery channel. Donnell was doing a giveaway for having 500 subscribers and maintaining them through today. And I was half asleep, but I just managed to make it to the channel and to watch. And she does a number roll giveaway where she like rolls a number, and then you're sitting there putting in your numbers in the chat to guess if you got the right number. And you guys, I won for the first time in my life. I've not won on a YouTube channel ever. I have tried, and I've never won, but today was my lucky day. So especially in light of today being my lucky day for that, I figured today would be a lucky day to do this, so that's why we're doing it. So once I get in whatever Donnell's sending me, because I want a mystery box of some sort. I don't know what mystery box it's going to be. I don't know what surprises she has in store. So we are going to see what happens. Alright, so I am going to use a different ruler just because I've already got it in my hands. And we're going to trim off some of this extra. Alright, so I've got a little bit extra already. And I am throwing the paper out. I am not throwing the fabric out. Thank you, Charlotte. I'm so excited. Yeah, we are going to do an unboxing whenever it comes in. She said she was going to ship it out Monday, and I did already send her my address so she can ship. So we're going to see what she sends me, what kind of surprises. I don't know if she's like purging her studio or our sewing room or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if this is purge stuff or if this is, something different. I don't know. I'm just excited. Thank you, Glenda. I appreciate it. So I am going to do something similar when I hit different milestones. Is I'm going to find different things here and there. That the gift card that I gave away for hitting 50 subscribers, I can't do that every time. So I'll probably do another gift card at 500, but I may do some giveaways at 250 and such. Because I know it's so much fun to win. And maybe my luck will rub off on some of you guys. Because I've never had luck like that. Now, I will say this. If my mom enters a giveaway, she wins. She started a job when I was a kid. And where she worked, it was a brand new location and all this other stuff. And so they would have drawings, and you could enter, like you bought a raffle ticket, and there were a lot of our coworkers that were like buying multiple raffle tickets in order to win whatever it was. And my mom only bought one raffle ticket for everything. Like she never bought more than one raffle ticket. And I guess that's kind of how I play the lottery too. If I ever play, I don't buy more than one lottery ticket at a time. And if I win, great. If I don't, okay. Oh well, whatever. I never spend anything that I didn't already have available that I could live without. Um, but yeah, so my mom would enter the raffle with one ticket and she would win. They ended up telling her she had to stop entering the raffles at work because they needed to let other people win. Because basically, if she entered, she was automatically going to win. And I don't know how come she has that kind of luck, but she does. All right, so there is my template B1. That's 4. I'm going to have to cut 4 more. So that's 2 upright and 2 reverse. And again, this is going to be for the background. And I'm still going to have to cut my white here in a little bit too, because I have not cut the white yet. So I am planning to do something similar to this for that temperature quilt plant pattern, you guys. So you guys will have templates. So let's say you want to do a week at a time or whatever, and you have 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day or, whatever, to just go in and go, do a little bit of cutting. You'll be able to pre-cut your pieces for your days of your temperature quilt in advance. So you'll have them ready, and then when you get ready to sit down and sew, all you have to do is sit down and sew. Alright, these are all less than an inch, so they're going to go into the pet bed pile. These sinuses, guys. These sinuses have not dealt with this in a long time. I have not had any issues since I moved up here. And this has just been the last few days from Challenge City. Alright. Alright, I got a little bit above an inch. Alright, about here we're getting too short, too small. Alright. So, in case you guys are wondering why I'm measuring anything above an inch or an inch and above, I am putting aside for my 1-inch quilt. I have one that is going right now, and it is just a panel. So I have 4 cuts of B3. Alright, so now we're going to go back and cut some more B1 and then more B3. And this is literally how every Quiltworks pattern goes. And I was gifted earlier this week, I was gifted another Quiltworks pattern. I am so excited about it. It is a wedding ring quilt, but it is a star as well. And it is still currently available as well. So before I get ready to start it on the channel, because I will do it on the channel, because I think you guys would really like to probably see that one come together, because I am going to use those rich greens that I was going to use in this. I'm going to use that for the wedding star quilt. I've just got to pick some backgrounds and do some other work, and then I've also got to get some of this other stuff off my plate first. But once I can, I will definitely be getting going with that other, I cannot talk to save my life, that other Quiltworks pattern. So you guys, we had a very generous anonymous donor, because I don't know whether or not I have permission to say, but I'm very, very thankful. I'm very excited. But, oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, you guys. I just bumped the camera legs. Okay, there we go. We're back on where we need to be. But as soon as I get started on when I'm going to start cutting things out and pressing or whatever, I'll start announcing it. So if you guys want to do it with me, we will do it all together. And I will also host private Zooms. If anybody has questions or gets stuck or needs help, I do not mind helping you guys. Because I really enjoy doing these. This isn't the only thing I enjoy doing, so don't get me wrong. I do enjoy a lot of other things other than just QuiltWorks, but they are easy and they look stunning. So I have not been done wrong yet by a single QuiltWorks pattern. So we're going to go with that, is I have not been done wrong. So we're going to go that it is worth doing. And so if you guys want to do it along with me, it will be an option. And it is, oh, Glenda, this one is the QuiltWorks one is going to be super simple. I will say this, because it's going to be it actually has some chain piecing in it, which is kind of cool. I don't see that a lot, at least not in the patterns that I've done so far from QuiltWorks. But chain piecing in QuiltWorks pattern is next level awesome. I mean, you get the benefits of the precision, and then you get the benefit of speed. This pattern, I don't know if you guys remember, I did not start this, other than picking my colors, I did not start this until Super Bowl Sunday, or the big game Sunday, sorry. And the pattern that I was gifted runs about $58. So if you want to start setting money aside now for it, set aside about $58. And I don't know how much shipping is going to cost, so I do apologize if that I don't know. When you order it, you know how much it's going to cost to ship it to you. So you may want to set a little bit aside for that. And it will require 48 jelly roll strips. So my jelly roll packs were 40 strips each. And I used color coordinating, of course. But if you want to use your own 2.5-inch strips from your stash, you absolutely can. But you will need 48 jelly roll strips. So 48 2.5-inch by 44 inches, 45 inches. Time for lunch. Be back shortly. Oh, Charlotte, you need to share. You've got to share. I'm just kidding. I actually just had breakfast, you guys. It maybe within the last hour and a half. So I really did wake up kind of late. I mean, I was still in bed watching the chat at Donnell and Debbie's. Debbie's got some energy. I wish I had some of it. She is just always on fire. If you guys have not checked her out, she is in Quilt Fact. She is a hoot. And all right, so this upcoming Tuesday, you guys, if you don't remember, or if you missed last Tuesday and you haven't gone back to rewatch, this Tuesday I will be going on at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. It comes out to be 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. I am doing that because Shannon over at Slay Art is going live at our normal time. She is doing a birthday bash, and she is also celebrating hitting 1,000 subscribers. She is a sweetheart of a creator. She does a lot of legit kits. I would love to do legit kits. Hi, So Terry. Glad to see you. Glad you're here. Thank you. And thank you guys for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. It is so nice to have you guys here. It really is. So Terry, since you just joined, I am working on Prismatic Star. It is a Quiltworks pattern, and I'm not worried because this is the last time I have to cut this template, so I'm not worried about the fact that I just sliced into it a little bit. I've already got the center diamond pieces done. So if you did not catch my live on Tuesday, I did show what this layout looks like. If you're not a member of the Facebook group and you want to join, hit exclamation FB for Facebook in the chat and it will give you a link. You can go over and click the link to join. And then when I get a chance, I will go and approve anybody that I recognize names for. So if there's a special request or whatever, just let me know. It is a private group, so whatever you post in there does not share publicly. I have got pictures of my super secret project. If you guys have not seen my super secret project, it is a blast. It is something that I cannot share publicly because it is a gift, and it has not been gifted yet. It is a long way from being done to be able to be gifted. But I am showing progress pictures on my Facebook group with you guys, and you guys are more than welcome to share as well on the Facebook group. I love to see everybody's progress. It is so exciting. So, yeah. And I apologize. I am fighting a sinus congestion or whatever you want to call it. There we go. And I think it's due because we had a major humidity dump here in Casper this past week. We had a major, rainstorm suddenly, but it just brought so much humidity with it. It's not like a typical rainstorm here from what I've experienced so far since we moved. I mean, typical rainstorms, there's a little bit of humidity left afterwards, but it's not like in the southeast. This one was like in the southeast. This one brought a lot of extra humidity with it. You could kind of smell the ground after the rain, that kind of deal. So it definitely brought some extra with it. And then I had roses in my studio, and they were right near me for a while. So I'm breathing in the humidity. And then I also have the roses right next to me. So the combination of the two, I think, did my sinuses a number and told them to have a good day, but they weren't exactly being sweet about it. I have not made the cube. Oh, the cube block quilt. Yes. Actually, that was you're talking about the tumbling blocks, right? The one on the cover sheet. Yeah, that one I made. I had a friend that I quilted with when I lived in Huntsville, Alabama, and I would spend a few days a week if I could, but usually I spent at least one day a week or one day every other week over at her place. She couldn't climb the stairs to my place, so her place was more accessible for both of us actually. And so I would spend time over there at her place, and she had cut all of the blocks out and was going to make it, and these were all her colors. But then she just decided it was too much, and she was never going to get around to it, and they were close enough to my colors, my colorway that I like, that she's like, well, here, I'm confident that you can do the Y seams. So she gifted that to me, and I would be more than happy to do another one. I think I will have to get the AccuQuilt die to cut all the pieces, because I don't think I can do all that cutting. Not easily. I will just get so exhausted from doing all the cutting. So this little bit of cutting here is not a big deal, but when it gets to hours and hours of cutting or lots of different shapes cutting, that's when I really get exhausted. Cutting this Elizabeth Hartman was was a big challenge. So, I mean, I got it done, but it was definitely more than what I bargained for when I asked for the pattern. I knew it was going to be a beast to cut. That I did know, but I just didn't know how much of a beast. All right, so I made a vital mistake. I put my black side of my cutting mat up, and it is hard to see off in the shadows where my lines are. So my template shifted a little bit. So I'm just trimming up to the outside edges of the template. All right, so now I've got 2 of the 3 outside templates done, and these are my background. So Terry, if you've not seen yet, look through the Facebook group. There is the Prismatic Star block that I posted, or Prismatic Star quilt. That is what all of this is going towards. So this black grunge is going on the very outside edges of it. And then I'm about to cut my white batiks here in just a minute and get those ready. Ooh, I'm sending my paper template flying. Alright, so this last template, they don't have it laying any specific way. I just got to get 2 of these cut out of this is all. So let me get the pins out of the way so I don't accidentally cut myself with the pin, or cut myself with the pins, or cut my rotary blade with the pins. Alright. That should give me plenty of room for the template to lay out on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to hold it and turn it, and then we are going to cheat a little bit. Because I do not mind cheating, because it is just speeding up the process. And I'm going to actually go generous. I should be cutting on that line, but I'm not going to bother. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay this over the top. And that's going to mean that I'm cutting 8 layers. But I think we'll be fine. So here's another thing I'm going to do to also make this a little bit more accurate. Is I am going to take just the paper. And I'm going to cut down the template all the way to the line that I need to line up. So, I mean, that was like a 1/4 of an inch sliver, maybe a little bit larger in some places. So Terry, this is my normal how I sew when nobody's watching. You know, you always wonder when you see some of the creators if their lives are like they are in real life. I am like that in real life, but I'm definitely not that prepared normally in my studio. My studio is a much more chaotic place than what my lives look like. So I figure these get it done, or get stuff done, not get it done. Don't want to get in trouble. No getting in trouble. But these get stuff done lives, when I have time to do all this get stuff done live, is mostly going to be about showing, you know, what actually is going on behind the scenes, what you guys don't see. You know, I did a time lapse of a lot of my Elizabeth Hartman prep, and that really cut off a lot of time. If you haven't seen that one yet, it's under the Premiere Viewing link. And instead of you guys having to watch about 2.5 hours worth of video, I cut it down into 3 minutes. So it is a lot faster. Did I really leave a pin in there? I don't think I did. Did I? It feels like a pin. No, just a wrinkle in the fabric. Okay. I'm over here panicking, guys. This is my normal. I hit moments like that, and I don't know what that was, but it wasn't a pin. It was just a kink in the fabric. Okay, those are bigger than an inch. Alright, so let's see, let's go ahead and turn this. And we got one more cut to make. And then that will, well, actually 2 more cuts. So I've got this cut, and then I've got to cut off that little corner at the edge, because that will make a difference. I know these QuiltWorks patterns, and if they have a line somewhere for you to cut or to sew, you got to cut or sew. It is not something to miss. Alright, and that's 8 layers of fabric, so my blade is just fine. It was just a fold in the fabric somewhere. Ooh, tell me about panic. Ooh, I definitely panicked for a minute. And you guys were going to see me panic on live. Of course, you're not seeing my face right now, but yeah, you'd hear me panic. Hearing me panic is just as bad. Alright, now these are, I can't get a full inch out of any of them, so they're going to go in my pet bed pile. Dog bed, cat bed, whatever. Alright, so that's the last of those templates. So Terry, what are you working on today? Ryan, if you're still there, what are you working on today? Chat got kind of quiet, but that's okay. I'm not here necessarily because I have to have y'all chatting. I just like y'all chatting, but I don't have to have it. Alright, they wanted 3 of these, so I got 3 of those. And let me go back to the page and see. I have got to cut 16 of the rectangles. Alright. So I should get 5, and then, well, if I got, alright, my math is not working today. Alright, if I got 5 out of each, then that would be 15, and so I need to get 2 more, so I should be able to get 3 cuts out of each. So we're going to go with that idea. Let me warm my iron back up just in case I need it. Alright, we are going to see. So this is a batik. That other was not, the black is not a batik, obviously. It's a lot thicker. And I don't think that I've seen Hobby Lobby selling any batiks. Ever. I mean, I don't shop there all the time. You're restoring a vintage machine at the moment. And then you're going to cut out a foundation paper piecing pattern as well. Awesome. I would be excited to see that vintage machine. I used to have a featherweight back in the day. I had a 1937. She was my baby. But I will say this. I carried her with me places. And then I panicked because she doesn't have the same backup function that my machine at home had. So I would try to do a backup, and backup doesn't work. I don't know if I'm going to get enough strips out of this. Oh, wait. I'm cutting these. Alright, so, you know what? Let's see how much I can get away with. Because these are going to be laid out on here anyway. Oh, I can get away with a lot more. They were giving me like an extra half an inch. I'm just going to work with what I got. I'm not going to bother doing their exact measurements for pre-cutting the strips. So you guys, if I cut this the way QuiltWorks said to cut it, I would have like extra strips, but I don't need to. Now, I will say this, because this is a batik, I am not having to unfold it and put everything right side up. If it was not, you posted your tumbling block lap quilt, awesome. And your fur babies, awesome. Yeah, my fur baby tries to be in the pictures. He doesn't always, but he tries. Oh, does he try. Alright, let's go back. There we go. Alright, let's refresh real quick. And let me see what I got. Oh, that's a gorgeous tumbling block. I like that. 3850 by 55. That's bad for a size. And I see, looks like 3 fur babies sitting on, walking around on there. They're adorable. They're adorable. They're kind of blurs, but they're adorable. uh, Alright, I've got to show you guys real quick. Let me swap over. Since we're talking fur babies for a minute, in case you guys are ever wondering. Alright, the camera's going to move. Try not to make everybody sick. Do you see my fur baby over there? He is rolled over, all 4 legs up, and he is passed out in that bed underneath the table. He is frequently like that while I am sewing, unless he's like laying out on the floor or doing other things. Alright, I'm going to put this back. Promise I'm not trying to make y'all sick. Alright, there we go. And we're going to swap back over to the cutting table. So yeah, my baby, he likes to be in the quilt pictures, but when mommy's working, he is either on his bed across the room where he can just hear my voice, or he is under my feet. On Tuesday, on the Tuesday Night Live, he got into an OCD phase where he was just licking and licking and licking. And when he does that, he will cause himself to have a little bit of a sore. So I have to stop him when he does that. And so I felt bad because I think somebody, I didn't know whether somebody had unsubscribed because they saw me toss the, thank you, Glenda. I don't know if somebody got offended because they saw me toss the seam ripper towards him to get him to stop, but I did not hit him. I never do. The tossed seam ripper lands, like when I toss something to get his attention, I toss it to where it's nearby enough to startle him, but not where it's going to hurt him, because I do not want to hurt him. I have no intentions of doing that. Alright, so here's one, and they want, how many of these? I guess I need to look at that. They want 8 pieces under each template. Let's see. So, alright, that was 6 pieces. Alright. So I need 2 more pieces under this one. But the other one, I don't think it's any wider. Nope, the other one's not any wider. It's just shorter. Alright. Alright, so we're going to cut this real quick. And then we got the other template to cut, just a hair. And we'll trim these apart, and then we'll be actually to the sewing machine again. Alright. So I've got 6 in this pile. So I'm going to add 2 to that pile. There we go. And those are lined up perfectly. So those line up really easily. I like batiks for that. They really are good for that. Alright, there's 4. And so I need 4 more cuts. So I actually don't need all of these. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can take off this entire top piece. So I don't need that. That will be extra for now. Alright, and then this template piece is shorter. So we are going to line that up. And be careful not to hit our other pieces. Alright. Alright, there we go. and that will be extra. Alright, so now what we've got to do, I'm going to show you guys up close real quick before I do it. So when you get a QuiltWorks pattern, if you've never had one before, I am so sorry. Hang on, let me swap to a different camera real quick. There we go. I can control my lighting a little bit better over here. There we go. So when you get a QuiltWorks template, it's going to say that it's a template, and it's going to have sew side on the template as well. But it's also going to say cut line. For example, this is cut line 5, and there is cut line 1. So we're going to be cutting along those lines to separate all these templates. That is one of the nice things about QuiltWorks is you're going to get a sheet that's got all these template pieces on it, and all you do is you cut them apart when they're layered on the fabric. There's no point in cutting them apart now because then it's harder to line up on your fabric, but you lay this on your fabric and you cut the template and the fabric at the same time. So I'm going to take it back over. That is what I am about to do. And I'm actually going to sit down for a change because I can actually sit now, not having to cut yardage or big strips. And I am going to flip this so that I can go ahead and trim this piece here off. It is extra, we will not need it. The pattern did tell me that. So, in case you wonder, I am using my 60mm blade, my 60mm Martelli for cutting these because this is a lot of fabric to cut at once. Now, I could cut this apart twice, like make 2 stacks of 4 and do it that way. And I did have to do that with some of my previous QuiltWorks patterns, but I'm not going to do it with this one. And this does say, this is cut line 5 that I'm about to cut on. As long as you're not cutting through any of your other previous cut lines, you're fine. So, that piece, I don't have any cut lines going through it, and I'm not, interfering. Some of the other templates, you do absolutely have to follow through with the cut line order, because if you don't, you will mess up some of your other pieces. And these are all the same size, so I'm not actually worried about keeping them in any kind of specific order. I mean, I will literally mess them up right now. It doesn't matter to me because it is not going to matter when it goes in. This is solely so that you can get the number of pieces you need with the least amount of paper waste. I mean, QuiltWorks does have a lot of paper waste, but it is all newsprint, so it is recyclable. So if you do have a garden, this would go in as your brown waste into your garden. So like into your mulch or your compost pile, paper can definitely go in. And that's actually what I did when I had a garden before I moved up here. So if I do get to create another garden here, it won't be in this apartment, I can tell you that for sure. But if I do get to create another garden, then yes, if I do get to create another garden, I will have a compost pile. And I will, of course, do all of that. Awesome. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Donnell. I'm glad you guys are here. I am so sorry that I wasn't looking up at the chat. I'm glad you guys are joining. I am working on the Prismatic Star QuiltWorks pattern that I've been doing. And I am just cutting up the last of my template pieces. So these are going to be my white borders. This is a white batik. It'll show up a little bit better when I can do some close-ups here in just a little bit. For some reason today, this camera that I've got going here on my cutting table is just not, on my cutting table, it's not cutting it. There are going to be puns today. There are definitely going to be some puns. And Donnell, if you do decide you want to join, just let me know. I haven't test runned anything, but I do have like a Zoom something or other set up. And that goes for anybody else. If you guys do want to join me on my channel, I do not mind. If you want to drop your channel link, I do not mind that as well. It is going to be exclamation point selfie so that, you know, you guys don't have to like try to post an actual link. Nightbot will do it for you. I kind of love the sound of the ripping paper when I'm doing this cutting on these 8 layers, but then I kind of don't like it. It's both satisfying and disturbing at the same time because I'm always thinking that I'm messing it up. So Donnell, are you going to tell me in advance what you're sending me? Or am I just going to have to wait and be surprised? I mean, I don't mind waiting and being surprised, but I told them you're my lucky charm. That you're the whole reason that I won this morning. Of course, it was on your channel, so of course it would have to be. uh, there we go. Alright, guys, this cut and one more, and then we are to the sewing machine. And we really don't have to get up and do a whole lot of trimming after this. I mean, there will be a little bit here and there, but it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be bad. Alright. That gets all my template pieces cut out. And so one thing I will do that I always do with the Quiltworks, these templates don't matter as much because they are long like this. But because they do have a sew side to them, like it tells you which side is the sew side, I do keep one template with them for that. Okay, let me go ahead and send you a link real quick. And I'm going to swap over cameras real quick as well so you guys can see me and all my messed up glory for the day. It is definitely that kind of day. All right, let's see. Think. Okay, we're going to go to email. Let's do that. All right, we got to work on Zoom, doing all this extra stuff. All right. Oh, there we go. That is on its way, Donnell, and let me get Zoom pulled up so I am actually in the meeting. Yes, open Zoom meetings, launch meeting. Yes. Let's see if it will work. We are going to join with computer audio. Alright, let me add one thing, or adjust a couple things real quick, you guys. We're going to get Donnell on here with us. That way I am not just randomly chatting, saying words that don't make sense. Because that is a very real possibility. Alright, no, there we go. Alright, if I don't turn Bluetooth off on my phone and I try to do Bluetooth on my computer, the two do not cooperate. Alright, here we go. And, alright, share video. Alright. Let's see. Okay. We're trying to work on it, you guys. Thank you for bearing with us. Ah, you're back from lunch, Charlotte. Great, thank you. We are working on getting, I am working on getting Donnell brought into the chat, or brought into onto our screen. Okay. And my video is not cooperating. So let's see. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm having to think, you guys. I told you, today is not the day for me to think, but I am having to think. Alright. It should be that one. Alright. I do not know. Alright. Hang on, you guys. Bear with me just a minute. Let me swap over for a second. Let me get my video started over in the, yep, the joys of technology, absolutely. Well, I need practice for this anyway because, cannot start video. Okay, let me go take this camera off. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Wrong camera. Alright. Okay, that one is that one. Alright, we are going to take that off. Yes, we're going to remove that one so that maybe, there we go. Awesome. Okay, my video is working on Zoom. Alright. And Donnell, let me know when you get there. I'm sorry, you guys. I know the screen may have gone black. Alright, let's see if I can we're going to do screen capture. And I need to set this back up so it gives me the extra options that I want. Alright, bear with me just a second. Okay, so it is sharing just most of that window. Let me make sure it is not. I think that's working. You guys will let me know if you can hear me, and let me know if you guys can see me. And seeing me versus seeing just my ironing board. Alright, admit, there we go. And let's see. Alright, I see Donnell. Awesome. Glad you are here. So, alright. Guys, definitely let me know if you guys can see us. Oh, here, NC. Thank you. Awesome. Your sister is at QuiltCon, Charlotte. Oh, I'm jealous too. I'm so jealous. That's not fair. Totally not fair. Alright, let me see. Alright, good. So you guys are seeing both screens. Yay! Okay, I figured something out. Oh, okay. Hang on. I've got one other thing to go change. Alright. Rename. Yes. Yes, I went back and specifically made sure that when I started this, it was going to have the captions. I have figured out. Uh-huh. I don't blame you. That's awesome. All right, let's see if we can do this a double screen because it is definitely swapping between the two of us. Yeah. Okay. Andrea and Rianne are saying they cannot hear Donnell. Let me see. I can hear you, but they can't. So let me see if. Oh, you know what? I wonder. All right, let's see if that fixed it, you guys. Let me know
Can you
if you.
guys hear me now? Test, test, test.
All right, let's see. Glenda's comment is still before the update. Charlotte, same thing. Let's see if I figured out the hidden backdoor system on how to get it going.
Weird. I wonder what's going on.
Oh, it is on my end. I think I know what it is. We'll know in
Okay.
just a minute. Yay! Awesome. Andrea can hear us. Perfect.
Yay!
Awesome. Yay! We got it fixed. We got it fixed. All right, let's see.
I hear.
Let's see if I can get it to keep both of us up here so it doesn't keep swapping back and forth. No, that's not gonna do it. All right, let's see. I want to do apps. Oh, you know what? View. There we go. All right, gallery. Ooh. Okay, that puts us side by side, or one on top of the other. So Donnell, you're up there.
Okay. Hi.
As of right now. As of right now. Let's see. I don't know what some of these do. Yeah, Glenda, I'm working on the swapping back and forth. I think
Yeah,
that
it's a
works.
learning experience, so.
It is definitely a learning experience. No, I don't want to figure that out. No, we're not doing that. Okay. I don't want it to keep swapping back and forth. Okay. I don't know how to. Ooh, you know what? No, that won't work. No, forget that. Okay. We will
Yeah,
leave.
this is fine for now. So, I mean, hey, it's an impromptu. It's
True.
not supposed to be perfect.
All right.
We're both on here.
So Donnell's up there and I'm down here. And
This is impromptu. It's not supposed to be perfect. And it's the first time. Hey, you got me in here and we got the sound working. So
that is true. That is true. And it didn't take 3 hours. I'm excited about that. That's I will not be upset.
progress.
I will not be upset. So I don't know whether I don't know whether I can swap. I don't think I can swap cameras. Now that I'm in here. Not without a whole bunch of work. Okay. We will do what we can. We will do what we can.
Yes.
All right. So now that you're done with that pineapple quilt, Donnell, what are you working on?
I am working on finishing up making the rest of my blocks from my live stream this morning because I still got a bunch of pieces I got to finish doing.
Oh, for the paper
But
piecing?
the building blocks, the legit kit, this is what I got done this morning.
Oh, that's exciting.
So I am going to work on getting that cleared up and out of my stash so I can finalize putting it away and everything.
Well, how much of what I'm working on did you see?
Huh?
How much of what I'm working on did you see?
Seen you cutting strips of paper.
Gotcha. All right, so I am using black grunge. It is grunge. There's a little bit of gray in there, off and on, but that is going to be my background. Yeah, Charlotte, her paper piecing is awesome. It's currently a free pattern over at Legit Kits. Let me.
Yeah, and if you go over to my channel or my video from this morning, you can actually go in the description of the video and get the link for the free patterns.
I should be able to drop it down in here. I was gonna go grab it so people won't have to go searching. Because I know I get,
Awesome sauce.
because I know I hate going searching. All right,
And if you
so,
guys happen to see a bird flying around, just excuse it. Quasar is out of the cage.
oh, you can't put Quasar in a cage. You can't put Quasar in a corner.
Yeah, no putting baby in the corner today.
Exactly, exactly. All right, let's see. You know what? Let's do it this way. Google is my friend.
Yes, I love Google.
That way I'm not
We
sitting
don't want to
here.
play nice.
Yeah, that way I'm not sitting here searching for 3 hours. All right,
Exactly.
there we go. And there's the chat. All right, you guys, that's the one that Donnell is working on. Let me go grab my QuiltWorks one so you guys can see that one as well.
Oh, it's funny. We're both doing FPP.
Yep. Well, now I will say this. The first one that I did, the one that I did on Katie's live over New Year's Eve on her 12-hour live, that was a long live, let me just tell you. 12 hours is not
Yeah.
something I'm ready to do anytime soon again. But she she got me started with, at least going live and attempting to do all of this. And I felt comfortable enough, so I was willing to try it again. Uh, so the one I was working on then is no longer available. Like it was out of print already when I started it. So
Oh,
discontinued and
wow.
all of that. So this one is still available. Mine is from before the updates. They did some updates in 2018, and so mine is no longer available. Or, well, this version of it is no longer available, but it is very similar to the one that is still available. This one comes out to be 64 by 64. Yes, I know Katie's at QuiltCon. I saw her video. She was trying to leave the hotel to catch the international flight, and there was nobody in the lobby to check her out. I was like, oh, well, okay. I guess I don't know what I would do. I guess
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
I guess she just had to leave. And then I've seen her put Flat Nancy a few places.
I mean, there's been times where I've been at hotels and I just left the key at the desk and left.
Yeah, that's what I do, at least here in the US, but I haven't traveled abroad. So I don't know
That is true.
what the expectations are when you're traveling abroad. All right, let's
Very,
see.
very true.
The furthest abroad I have traveled was as a teenager before you needed a passport. This is prior to 2011. I got to go cross the border from Texas into Mexico and go shop at a little. Oh yeah, I would cry too, Charlotte. I don't know what I would do. Um, I crossed the border into Mexico, and they told us not to give any money to any of the kids that would come up to us. They were little kids, trying to sell chiclet gum, and as a teenager, I had no idea what I was getting into. They were just telling us, to
Never
not get.
listening to adults.
Yeah, I mean, they just told us not to give the kids any money. I'm like, okay, why would I give them money, and why would they be asking for money? Like it didn't ever occur to me.
Yeah, your thought process is like, well, if they're asking for money, obviously they need it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had no idea, that was basically the adults were telling the kids, hey, go collect the money from the strangers who are stupid enough to give you money, that kind of thing. Like that's
Exactly.
apparently the whole deal. All right, I am so nervous sewing these on. All right. So,
You got this.
I know. I'm just still nervous. I put a lot of work into these. Don't know.
Ah, those are beautiful.
This is one. When I get to the next ones,
Is
I'll show
that
you.
your pattern that you're working on creating?
But no, 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 no.
I
That
I cannot
is
wait.
that is over. I'm trying to think. I think it is actually over on the other side. And I apologize, you guys, if you are hearing Facebook notifications. My phone is on Do Not Disturb, so my husband is messaging me on Facebook. He has, so I told you guys earlier, or said at the beginning of the thing, he has, he did theater years and years ago, but he hasn't had a chance to do any theater since we've been married. We have traveled and we have done all this other stuff, but he has not had a chance to do any theater. And so when we got here, I said, well, go get involved. I don't have a problem with this. This is no big deal. Go get involved. And so he got involved, and he is the assistant director to a play. And it was written by a local playwright, and the actors got a standing ovation last night. And my husband did all the scene changes and the scene sets for all of it. And so somebody was complimenting all the scene changes, and the director actually said, well, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him, and pointing to my husband. So
Aw.
that was awesome that he's getting the recognition because he has put in a lot of time and effort and pain and agony and stress into all of it. You know, when you're doing theater, I was actually a theater major when I was in college. I actually went intending to become a theater director. And then I just realized it was too many artistic types. It was too much. Um, but he, he did all the props. But when you do theater, you don't use real furniture if you're gonna have to move it. You know, so like a real bed, you don't use, a real curio or a real grandfather clock, or, if it's going to be a heavy table, you don't use it unless you're going to leave it in that same spot for the entire play. That's a lot to ask people to move in the middle of a play during a set change. And so,
Exactly.
they don't ask them to move any of that. And one of the foam pieces, the table that he had to rebuild was built out of foam. And it looked gorgeous, but it's definitely not built as strongly as some of the other foam pieces that they have. And I don't know whether the actors were just rough with it, or somebody thought to sit on it because it looks realistic, it would support their weight, and it didn't. I don't know what happened, but the table completely broke. It was not
Oh
holding
no.
together. And so he had to come up with a last minute solution for that. He picked all the artwork for the walls. He came up with a way, there's a hospital scene, so he came up with a way for them to do the little IV pole and the little, how hospital rooms have the marker boards telling you who the nurse is, and then the little heart rate monitor thingy. He's got like a little screen that he pulls up on his iPad, and he just sets that on the table in the scene, so it looks like it's an actual heart rate monitor. So like he came up with all this stuff, but like I wouldn't have thought of half of it. I am definitely a quilt director, Charlotte. Awesome. I love that idea. That is perfect. I'm going to have to tell him that, and he's going to look at me and just go, where did you find that? One of your subscribers? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I will wear that badge with pride. Thank you. So what I'm actually doing, I know you guys can't see it. I really wish I could swap cameras. Let me see. Hang on. If I take it out of here. Ooh, there we go. All right, hang on. Let's go back. Let me go back into Zoom, and let's see if I can change cameras. Okay,
Where did you go?
I'm still here. It just failed to start. Nothing new.
It's that go live button.
It is, well, it's either the go live or it's I have another app using the camera. So I just deleted it out of that app and I can add it back in later. All right, let's see if it likes me now. Failed to start video camera. Really? Okay. All right, you guys. It's not going to work. I tried.
That's
We
okay.
definitely tried.
It's just a task for you to figure out later down the road. So
Yep, I will figure it out. You know I will.
then plus, not like you exactly had this all set up ready to go for before you hit the go live button for the for guest.
No, I
So
did not. No, I did not. There was no
wasn't exactly
experimentation time.
planned.
There was no not live experimentation time. So let me. All right. So what I'm doing is the shorter strips are what I sew on first, and so they have a layout picture, and they're telling us to sew the short strips to this top side and this bottom side. And I have not measured them to see if they're actually the same as the other two sides. So I don't know if I could swap it, but I assume I could. So I don't know.
That is so pretty.
But I am sewing all my short strips to one side, and then I will flip it and then sew it to the other side. So I'm chain piecing them. Because there is no sense in flipping back and forth just to flip back and forth and cut thread and all of that. So, there we go. Let me make sure.
So what is everybody else working on today? You guys seen what I'm working on, seen what her working on.
Well, I know Charlotte is working on one that is black and white with gold. I believe that's the Snail's Trail, if I'm not no, Glenda is working on the Snail's Trail. Charlotte is working on one that looks like an around the world. Hi, Giovanna. Hi. Glad you're here.
Hey,
Thank you.
Giovanna.
Awesome. And I am sniffly, and I am so sorry, you guys. It is just the way it is today. So Glenda posted in the group, and if you're not part of the group yet, Donnell, if you want to join my group on Facebook, you can. Just do exclamation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just do exclamation FB for Facebook in the chat, and it will give you the link, and I'll just approve everybody that comes in that I recognize the names for. Glenda posted earlier she's doing a tumbling block, or she finished a tumbling block lap quilt that she posted pictures of. She's working on a freezer paper piecing Snail's Trail today. That's what she said earlier. But the fur babies are in the picture with the tumbling blocks. And Charlotte is working on a beautiful, beautiful quilt. And there's a lot of half square triangles and squares in it. And it is just coming out gorgeous. And I believe, if I remember correctly, she said she was winging it.
Ooh.
But it is gorgeous. You just popped over from
Those are the best.
Okay. Well, you can always have Mom and Pop, streaming in the background. I don't mind. I like them. I like Mom and Pop too.
Oh, definitely.
I love watching Merlin. I do. Now, she tries to get earworms going. I am not an earworm person. You don't get songs started in my head. It just doesn't happen. I have my own, repeat track in my head. Andrea is working on hand quilting. Oh, wow. Braver soul than I am.
Andrea is waiting for her sewing machine to arrive on Monday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did catch that in this morning's chat. I did catch that. What machine are you getting,
Yes, I
Andrea?
did. I gave away, for the price of shipping, I gave away my very first ever sewing machine, which was a Singer sewing machine that's about 20 years old.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
it still worked beautifully. And it served no purpose for me any longer.
Gotcha.
Other than just being something as a memorabilia. And I didn't want it to sit around collecting dust. I wanted it to go to a good home.
Yeah.
Of someone that's going to use it and could very well benefit from it. So
That's
So she
perfect.
sent me the money for the shipping and I sent it out to her and it should be there on Monday, I believe.
That's exciting.
Definitely. I
You
still cannot
finished?
wait for her to get it.
You can't do that because you're on your phone. You can't do
And I
both. Okay.
pray that UPS does good and takes good care of it until she gets it.
They better. We'll come after them if they
I'm
don't.
always so scared sending stuff out like that. It's like, that they're
Do,
gonna cause me to have a stroke or something if something happens to it.
oh, I bet. Giovanna said, I finished a bag, a quilt as you go. Okay. I promise you guys, I
Awesome.
I am not sick, and this is web, so you couldn't catch anything I have anyway. Um, we had a humidity dump come through town, and I moved up here to get away from the humidity of the southeast. And this is my first time since taking my stepdaughter back last late July, early August last year when I had to go back down to the Gulf Coast. This is the first time that I've been in this much humidity suddenly, and my nose had my sinuses had problems the last time I was in this much humidity suddenly. But I had the humidity dump and I had roses in my studio. So the flowers combined with the humidity, I think, is just the recipe for me not to have going forward.
Girl, you
Yeah,
just a mess today.
I am. I am. I have been like I've been doing all the meds. I have been doing, everything I can. I've been sleeping on one side and then having to roll to the other to sleep to the other side so everything drains. Like literally,
Oh
I've been
my
fighting.
gosh. You
Yeah.
poor thing.
Uh, yeah. That's why I haven't gone live on anything impromptu until now.
Well, I believe it because I mean, for one, who wants to go live when they feel all yucky anyway?
Ah, true. Uh, yeah, her machine was a dust collector. Yeah, because she wasn't doing anything with it. I do
No,
not.
I mean, and it had been sitting around. See, I bought my Juki. Well, my husband and son bought me my Juki in 2021 or 2022.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
so my singer has been sitting around ever since.
Gotcha. See,
So
I
it was really collecting dust for like forever. But I mean, it's been kept inside of its hard case.
yeah.
So, I mean, it was very well protected.
See, I'm wondering if and I've been thinking this through because Fallon and Matt are doing Pollen is the worst. Yes, it is. Pollen and or Pollen, Fallon and Matt are doing that giveaway over on their channel for that Juki machine, and I was thinking if I win it, what would I do? Because I love my Bernina. I'm not going to get rid of my Berninas. And, would I really use the Juki? But I think I would, but I don't know, like, how much. Like, I would swap back and forth, and, like, I think different things I would use, different machines for might be what I
Yeah, I
do.
mean, like my main machine is my Juki here. But then I also have a serger, which is my singer serger
Okay,
that I use for whenever I'm doing my quilted jackets
okay.
or anything that I want to serge edges on.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I also have a brother embroidery slash sewing machine. And I use that one there for mainly doing like embroidered labels and stuff like that. So
Well,
and then I
anything,
have my industrial machine sitting over here that is for mainly like if my husband and son want some heavy duty stuff done up and all like leather or some I don't want to take the chance with my singer, I mean with my Juki, then I'll use that.
gotcha. Now this Bernina will sew through anything. I have put it through all the motions. I used to sell Bernina, um, but before I got my first Burnett, like I had to buy a Burnett before I could buy a Bernina because I did not have the money to buy a Bernina. So I definitely understand a lot of people who cannot afford them. But before I could buy my first one, I got a Burnett, and that thing could sew through anything that I put under it. Like if I could get it under the presser foot, it could sew it. It didn't matter if it was denim, leather. It just didn't matter. That machine would sew through it. Um, and this,
For me, the biggest thing is the fact that my husband also owns a boat.
okay,
It's like a bass boat,
yeah,
and the seats need to be reupholstered. So
oh,
I'll be
okay,
doing that over on my industrial machine. I
yeah.
have no idea what it is I'll be doing. So, or anything, but I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, be prepared to spend plenty of money on fabric because
Yeah, that fabric will not be cheap. Let's
no,
see.
I'm like, because for one, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done upholstery. And so this is going to be a learning experience.
Andrea says that she lives down by Galveston. Everything is green with pollen now. The trees are getting their new leaves and everything already. Andrea, I used to live in Alabama, and I have lived in three different sections of Alabama throughout all my time there. I've lived in the Birmingham area. Birmingham, for those of you who do not know, Birmingham was built on a swamp. So where Birmingham is now was originally swampland.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
so it's very fertile, it grows practically anything and everything. So the pollen is awful. And then when I moved to Huntsville, Huntsville is a valley and it is surrounded on all four sides. So it is a pollen bowl of its own. So our cars were regularly green and yellow during all the pollen stuff. I'm hoping that is not going to happen up here. A lot of my friends up here have said that that does not happen. So we are going to cross our fingers and hope. I can handle the pollen as long as there's not humidity. Once there's humidity, that's what does me in. Giovanna says, I have a tread singer that is over 80 years old. Oh, wow. I have never worked on a treadle. That would be a new experience for me. I've got
My
one.
mom has one
Okay.
and she offered it to me. And I'm like, no.
I would keep one if I had space for it, but I don't have space for it. And I've moved so
My
much
thing
over the
is,
years.
I like my computerized machines. So,
Well, I had a featherweight and I got rid of it because I was using my computerized machines more and they were faster and bigger and I kept looking for features that weren't on the featherweight every time I went to sew with it. So she was taking up too much space and I wasn't traveling as much then as I do now to quilt guilds and such. Charlotte says, I got one of the So Yeah retreat machines last fall, the Juki TL18 QVP. I love it so much. I think that's the one that Fallon and Matt are giving away is a TL18. I have the Bernina 1010, which is 35 years old, and that sews anything. Yes, Giovanna. Yes, it will sew anything. My grandmother has one of the 1530s, and she got that because it was an upgrade and had the computerized screen. But yeah, that thing will sew anything too, and so will this guy or this baby. We'll call it baby for today. My vintage machines are like that. I just sewed a faux leather hat on the featherweight. Yes, so Terry, it will sew. They will sew a lot. Giovanna says all you have to think about is the right needle for the right job. That is very true. Very true. Andrea says we got all the pollen from the piney woods up there in Huntsville when the wind is out of the north. Yes, I, you know, the only thing that I'm hoping for is because we have Casper is known for wind. Um, if you ask somebody who lives here about moving here, the one thing that they will tell you is it is windy. It is very windy here. I know we are on a high wind alert for, I think it starts tomorrow afternoon through like Monday, and they're talking gusts over 55 miles an hour.
oh
Um,
no.
so it's windy, but I don't mind the wind. I think the wind will blow all the pollen away. So Terry says I have many vintage machines. I think the oldest is from 1919. Okay, that's pretty. That's over 100 years old now. Um, Giovanna says we get pollen in the spring from the pine trees. Yes, yes, I know that pollen. So Terry says that the oldest machine sews gorgeous stitches. I converted it to electric. Oh, nice. Let's see. Charlotte says yes, I did the same. Andrea, I had my grandmother's featherweight, but I lost it along with everything else in Hurricane Harvey when we flooded. Oh no,
I'm so
that's
sorry.
awful. My husband was he was stationed in New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, and I had just had my son. My husband and I were not married at the time, but I had just had my son, and we sold my car to a couple that their car was destroyed by Katrina. Hurricanes bring a lot of headache, even if they don't provide a lot of destruction with it. But flooding is always the worst part of the hurricane. I mean, a lot of people think that the wind and everything else is, but I'm in the camp that the flooding is the worst because you just never know where the flooding is going to be the worst unless you've been through it many times. And most people who've been through it a few times have already left.
I've never been through a hurricane, but I used to live in Tennessee for like my
Okay,
entire childhood, pretty much.
okay.
And the tornadoes were horrific.
I will take, and I'll, and this may tell you how much I love this area. I will take a tornado over a hurricane any day. And the reason why, and this is, I lived on the Mississippi Gulf Coast for just under a year. But in that time, I went through multiple different hurricane warnings, and we actually got, or we ended up with power outages from one hurricane. So one of them actually kind of got us a little bit. Got us with the destruction, blowing things over and all of that. Uh, and I will take a tornado any day because, yes, you don't have a lot of warning, but it's also short lived. You're not looking at that thing for 2 or 3 weeks. As it approaches the coast, you're not preparing for 2 or 3 weeks, hoping and praying that it doesn't hit as a direct hit, or you're not on the wrong side of it, because there's a right and a wrong side of every hurricane to be on. My husband could tell you more which side is the correct side to be on. So Terry says, yes, flooding. I lost my home in Sandy and everything in it. Oh, starting over is hard too. Because,
Yeah, it is.
I mean, even just starting into a new apartment, moving, there's all these things that you don't think about or that you didn't need at your last place that you need at your new place. And then losing everything doesn't make that any easier. According to the weathercasters, this year is supposed to be a high hurricane and tornado year. Yes, I have seen that. Of course, we pick the weather shift year to move here. Last year, Casper got record snowfall, and then we get here, and this year has been subpar on the snow level. So we may not have as much snow or rain as we need to prevent drought and prevent wildfires. It is definitely a different climate here. Giovanna says we got flooded last May, and thank God I live on the second floor and I only lost my car.
Oh, well.
That's still a big thing to lose. I actually live on the third floor right now. If we didn't have an elevator, I couldn't do it. But, we live on third floor. And so, if we got the record snowfall like what we got last year, or what they got last year here before we moved up here, this third floor would have been perfect. My first floor people would have been snowed in, but up here we wouldn't have been snowed in. Looks
Yeah, if
like
you guys hear a bunch of talking, it's just my husband and son outside the doorway.
well, they're allowed to come on camera.
Huh?
You know they're allowed to come on camera.
Well, my son, you'll never, my youngest or my oldest one that's here, you'll never see him on camera because he does not like being on camera at all, not even his picture taken.
So
And my
Terry,
husband pretty much just avoids the room whenever he knows I'm going on camera. So
gotcha. My husband doesn't
I'm
want to
like,
be on
okie
camera
dokie.
either. So Terry says
You
if
always let them know. I'm like, okay, I'm about to go live. It's like I need an on air button outside my door.
you know that could be arranged. You know that, right?
Huh?
You know that could be arranged, right?
Oh, definitely.
So Terry says if I had not evacuated, me and my 4 dogs would not be here. 17 feet of water in my house. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I'm glad you guys evacuated. But that's heartbreaking because that's a lot of water.
Yeah, if I ever had to evacuate in a hurry, I'd be screwed because I got 2 cats, 2 dogs, and 3 birds. I'd had to get inside of a vehicle without everybody trying to kill each other.
And don't you also have fish tanks?
Oh, yeah, that too. They'd probably just wind up dying.
Yeah, they probably, I mean,
No
it's hard.
offense to the fish, but I don't see that coming out good at all. Trying to get that into the truck with keeping the air going for them.
Uh, we haven't had, Andrea says we haven't had much of a winter here this year. Only one night got down to freezing. It has been in the 80s. It's like, oh, you can have your 80s, Andrea. You can have them. I'm good. Giovanna says, wow, Terry, we had over 4 meters of water. Oh, gosh. And the one thing that a lot of people don't think about until they've been through a flood, because you know, the place where I was living, the neighborhood that I lived in when I was growing up, the nearby creek, people had been throwing things into the creek that weren't supposed to go in, like refrigerators and washers and dryers and microwaves and stoves, and if they didn't work, why haul it to the dump when you've got a creek to toss it in? Because I guess they weren't thinking, and so our entire neighborhood flooded, and the houses that were built higher up, even if they were closer to the creek, the houses that were built higher up were okay, but the houses that weren't definitely had a lot of water in it. It's not just the water, it's all the mud that comes with it and all the
Well, the mud, the sewage,
all the
because you got to
microorganisms.
think whenever something floods, you got all that sewage coming up from the sewers and everything that's mixing in with the
Mhm.
flood water.
Yep. It was crazy. I mean, we were one of the
Yeah, I
lucky
mean, and if you're
families,
in the
but
water, and if you have any open wounds or anything and you're in the water, now
yep.
that wound is going to be festering with all this bacteria and everything.
Let's see. All right. So we have gotten a new high wind warning, 40 to 50 with gusts up to 70, and it starts 3 p.m. tomorrow. So we're not even at a high wind right now, and it's pretty stout wind. You had alligators swimming in our yard. It was scary. Oh, bet. Oh my
No, thank you. I'll
gosh.
I'll take a hard pass on that one.
Where's the people that are like always on TV like wrestling alligators? Where are those people when you need
Not here.
them? Have you ever if you
They're
ever
like,
have
yeah,
something like
no,
that?
if it's not for TV, then we're not doing it.
So my dog rolled back over. You guys, I showed my dog earlier. Um, he has rolled back over and is back on his back again. And he had his mouth open earlier, and now he's got his nose like tilted off the bed towards the
Oh,
carpet. He sleeps on his back. If he's got a bolster bed, that experience still makes me shake. Yes, absolutely. We have a river in front of my building. It was late. They are still working on the river after 9 months, and the main bridge is still out. See, I don't know if I would want to live that close to the water again. Like so Casper's unique. We have the North Platte River that runs literally through town. There's a creek that comes off the mountain and feeds into the river. Then, of course, we have the mountain, and then, like, within 30 minutes out of the town, you're looking at, flat open areas as well as, hills and things like that. But you're definitely cut off from the rest of society. You can go out there and scream and nobody will hear you. So a lot of, isolation options as well if you want that, quiet. And I love the night sky, so that would be awesome. But I'm not sure if I would want to live right next to the river or to water that close again. So
Yeah, I think
Terry,
I'd have to pass on living by something that can come out of the water when I'm sitting right by it and gobble me up.
oh, that I could relive some nightmares from that. So Terry said,
I would be like a main course feast for them.
so Terry says there are fish from the ocean on her property. I lived 6 blocks away from the ocean. I lived half a mile. Literally, well, actually, no, wait. Was it quarter mile? I lived between a quarter and a half mile. I can't remember exactly how far when Hurricanes Zeta? Don't quote me on that. I believe it's Hurricane Zeta. I'd have to go back and look at my cross stitch. So we had no power for, I think, 2 or 3 days or something after the hurricane came through. I mean, they were out working on fixing it immediately after all the rain died down. But, like, I had nothing to do. I had packed everything up because we were moving. We were in the process of moving when it hit. And so
Oh no.
I packed everything up and I was waiting till I could go pick up the moving truck because I had a reservation and everything else. And so I had nothing to do. So I just sat down and cross stitched. And, that was all I could do without power. And I got a cross stitch done. It was like, it was the laundry today or naked tomorrow cross stitch. I think Walmart still sells it. And I put finished during a move, COVID-19, and I think Hurricane Zeta. I put that as a caption on the bottom of my cross stitch because
Oh no.
I was so I rage finished that. Andrea says we had bayous all around us. I did not even know it until then. Needless to say, we do not live there anymore, and the house we are in now did not flood during the hurricane, so I'm hopeful here. Very good. So Terry says, yes, it went over a mile inland, more like 1.5 miles. Yes, it will. And Giovanna says, remember they are slow on land and slower than an average person. Yes, they are. Hurricanes are they're creepy to me. I mean, you literally the meteorologists are sitting there watching it as they form, especially the Atlantic hurricanes that hit the Gulf region. They form out off of the coast of Africa. Then they're coming all the way across, and if they make it all the way across, then the predictions about whether they're going to strengthen or whatever, and what their path is going to be, you are watching that coverage nonstop for several weeks. And by the time that the hurricane actually hits, you are so tired of hearing whatever name that hurricane is that you wish it went on the registry of names they can't use again.
It's actually kind of funny that we're on the topic of hurricanes today because I was just talking to my husband yesterday. And I'm like, honey, why is it that they name hurricanes, but they don't name tornadoes?
Because tornadoes are around long enough to be named.
And he's like, because there are so many tornadoes that they can't name them.
There is that. But tornadoes, you don't even know what strength a tornado is until after it's gone. Like, you don't
Yeah.
even know what strength, like what EF score it got until after it's gone. A hurricane, they can go send helicopters or planes or whatever, or drones into a hurricane and see the eye of the hurricane and go hang out in it, and then come back and report everything. So, like, there's enough time for a hurricane. There's not enough time for a tornado. They could be up 1 second and down 30 seconds
Yeah,
later.
they're like Mother Nature with menopause.
Yeah,
Just
the
hits at any freaking moment.
yeah. So Terry says I lost neighbors who wouldn't leave without their pets. Absolutely. Yeah, Terry, I agree. You really don't know how creepy it is until you live it. That is very true. Yes, Pastry Queen, absolutely. Let me go send you a link real quick.
Hello, beautiful. Yes, come play.
Did you get my email earlier? Because if so, I can just send you a new one.
Talking to me or Leanna?
To her. Hi, Debbie.
Okay.
Glad you're here. Thank you.
Hello, Mama.
Let's
Mama
see.
Debbie.
All right, let's see. Well, there's my keyboard. Lost my keyboard for a second.
Uh-oh.
Because I believe I remember it helps if I can type. Oh, that was going to be interesting.
It's funny.
Somebody,
I was actually contemplating on if I was going to jump on or not today.
uh-huh.
Once I got done with my live stream, I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
I'm glad you did. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Ah,
welcome.
Debbie is not late. She's just joining the party a little bit after the rest of us. She's not late. She's just not here at the beginning. You did
There's
not
no
get the
such
email?
thing as
Okay.
late.
Pastry Queen, if you can go to my channel page, send me an email real quick, and I will respond to that email with the Zoom link. And are you guys hearing my computer sounds?
I'm not hearing your computer at all.
Okay, good. Ah, you had lunch. Debbie, you didn't share. That's not cool. You were hungry.
What
I
is she not
ate.
sharing?
She didn't share her lunch. She went and had
Oh, that's
lunch.
not very nice. You're
It
supposed to
isn't.
feed your daughters.
Yes,
And just to
absolutely.
let you
Go
know,
share
we've
us.
adopted Tammy too.
Of course. I am here. Oh, that's fine.
Everybody is my sissies and my brothers and my mommies and daddies and uncles and aunts and just
Debbie,
adopting everybody.
Debbie said Giovanna did not make me any lunch. Well, she didn't make me any lunch either. I don't know what you're thinking. She didn't send me any lunch.
Everybody needs to start sharing.
I know, right?
Sharing is caring.
All right, there we go.
I got
Let
done
me
my
go.
live stream. I went outside. I went out in the front room, hung out with the guys for a few minutes, and had a bowl of cereal.
Debbie just said virtual lunchroom is open. Actually, I'm gonna grab some candy. Bear with me. Can't
Yes,
find my
toss the
email address?
candy.
Okay.
I want the candy.
Alright. Let me go pull Pastry Queen's email because she's not seeing mine. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Did I put it in there? We're gonna find out. Ah, I got it. See if you can copy that, Pastry Queen. See if that'll work for you. Let me know. You guys, I forget that I have these commands in place. So,
Mama Debbie, guys, we have a virtual buffet with all the goodies.
uh, I wish they had a version of Paducah up here, up this way. We're gonna work on that. Debbie's offering Giovanna some wine later. Oh, that's funny. A good Prosecco. Maybe. I'd have to sample it. I don't know if I want Prosecco. I might decide I want something different. Just to be different. Uh, and for all you guys who are just joining, or all you ladies or quilters or whatever you are, if you operate a
Crafty
sewing,
peeps.
yeah, if you operate a sewing machine and you're here, I am not sick. I am just stuffy. So I
It's okay.
it,
You're not virtually contagious, so
no, I'm not virtually contagious. It is just uh nasal congestion. I had roses in here and a humidity dump in town. So the two of them combined did not like me. Well, my nose didn't like me. I'm gonna say that. All right, Pastry Queen, just let me know when you send that email, and I'll go back and look for it then. Just let me know. We will get you in. So I think I copied it so that you can come join. A Sauvignon Blanc, maybe. Maybe. That might be more my taste. It's been a long while. Giovanna doesn't drink alcohol, so Debbie said, okay, Giovanna, a good espresso. Ooh,
espressos are good.
they are.
We all need like a triple shot of espresso to keep up with Mama Debbie.
Mm-hmm. I probably need quadruple shot. All I drink is I don't drink any coffee though. Coffee products just I've
Oh,
never
I'm a
developed
huge.
a taste. Okay.
I love my coffee.
All right, there we go. I think I see you, Leanna. All right, let me reply because that seems to be the easiest way to do things today. We are having a technical difficulty day, so if things take an extra second, that's why. It is not anything you did. All right.
Mama says, yes, you do.
All right, I just sent it back. It should be going. It says outbox is clear, so it should have already gone. And so it should bring you into the waiting room. Just so I will see you when you pop in. You finished eating tuna salad and crackers? That actually really sounds good today. Ah, all right.
I love tuna salad and crackers.
All right, so now we are going to blame Debbie for me being hungry because she brought up food. It is your fault, Debbie. You brought up food. You're not supposed to bring up food. You make Tammy hungry. Not that I'm super hungry, but I'm hungry.
Yes. Well, just because the talk of deliciousness
Oh, that's
makes you
true.
hungry.
That's true. Yes, thank you, Debbie. Everybody go hit that thumbs up. I'm having to do a couple different windows because of the Zoom, so I'm still figuring it out. We are working on it. We are working.
You'll get
Oh,
it
there we go.
figured out.
All right, there we go. I saw her. So there we go. Hi, Leanna.
Yay!
Now, is it Leanna or Liana?
Hello,
Hey
Leanna.
there,
Leanna.
girl.
Awesome.
Hi, I just came back. I ran out of town like right after your meeting. And yeah. And then I came back. I'm like, I'm going upstairs, guys. Had a peas honey. We played a game of Azul. I don't know if anybody knows that board game.
I have seen it. I have not bought it yet.
Oh, yeah. All my board games seem to be cruelty like for some reason. So we played a couple of rounds of that. And yeah, now I'm in my crafty room, supposed to be working on making samples for
Okay.
a couple of designers, but I'm not doing that because I'm live now. So yeah, so I'm gonna work on this, my purple.
Ah, pretty.
So
Yes.
pretty.
This is my nemesis. You know how the pineapple was your nemesis,
Ugh.
Danielle?
I'm gonna start banning that word from my channel.
Oh, that's funny. You guys are funny.
What is everyone working on since I just got here?
I am still working on my building blocks from this morning. I want to get all the other 8 by 11 whatever blocks done, so I can be able to get it put together and have that cleared on my stash.
Oh.
And I am working on a Quiltworks pattern, prismatic stars.
Ooh,
I should put in a pattern link, but I have not done that yet. I am still working on technology, and today was
those-
impromptu. Um, so this is the cover for the one that I have. It
that's
is
Very
beautiful.
beautiful.
so it's an older cover. You are not bothering everyone, Debbie. Hang out with us. Do not. You're not a bother.
Come
Goodness.
play. The water is warm.
Yes, it is very warm. Absolutely. Um, so I have had it, I don't know how long. I don't know. Quiltworks does still have the Prismatic Star available, and it is, um, they updated it in 2018. So the new version, like if I were to need replacement papers or whatever, the the replacement papers would not fit my current pattern.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but the pattern itself is still available. It's just slightly updated.
Well, get on here and be a brat then.
Yeah, if you
She
want
said she
to,
wanted to be a brat.
if you want to join Debbie, let me know. Send me an email.
We're all going to be on here. So that's great. I think that's fabulous. I love it.
That works for
I
me.
swear, we're all going to get banned from YouTube.
Well,
Having way too much fun.
these get stuff done. I want them to be just kind of a collaboration because that is a lot more fun to me than just sitting here by myself doing, my normal sewing. And granted, I would have music blasting that I can't do right now. But yeah.
See, that was my thing. I thought I was going to be in here quiet all by myself watching replays. And then
Nope.
I noticed you were still on, so I was happy.
Yeah, I would normally be in here sewing no matter what. So, sewing with friends is always better.
Definitely.
So this is what I worked on this morning on my live.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That turned out so cute. And it was so funny that you
It's
posted that your husband
pixelated.
thought it was corn.
Yes. I'm like, how do you see corn, honey? He's like, well, this is the bottom, that's the green part, and then that's the corn. And after he said it, that's all I see now. And now I wish I had a big farm block here. But it's whatever. I don't care. It's done. It's due on Friday. It's like my homework. It's due on Friday. So that's what it is.
That was so funny. I was like, at first I'm looking at it like, how does he see corn on there? And then all of a sudden, after I started really looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I could somewhat see that because the little black or design in the yellow makes it look like kernel.
It's what he said. So
the moment she said
now it's forever going to be the unexpected corn quilt.
yeah, the moment she said the word corn, I knew exactly what she was looking at. Or
Call it the
whoever was
corn
looking at.
patch.
Oh, I just thought I'd have to make you all laugh.
That's
See,
hilarious.
quilts is really artwork, right? We all know it's artwork. So now we know I have abstract corn art.
At least it's a C and not another letter.
Oops. Just knocked my camera.
All right, I'm going to pull out the four different ones out of this as I'm going. All right, there's actually three. I think three. Don't quote me on that. Hang on. Let me see. All right, yeah, there's three different layouts. Let me get them all cut apart real quick. I'll show you guys the four different diamonds. So I've already got my diamonds done for the prismatic star, and now I am working on putting the border around it. And I'm using a white batik. I'm not sure how much show through I'm going to have, but if it comes down to it, I will press towards my diamond units, and I will press towards the background so that I don't have a lot of show through and shadow, because this white batik is actually quite thin and sheer. Wasn't what I was expecting to be using, but that's okay.
That's sometimes some of the best stuff is the ones that you're not expecting for the way it turns out.
True.
And trying to ignore everybody from looking at the camera or anything right now. I'm just trying to find this one picture that I discussed during my live stream this morning of the Sonic the Hedgehog FPP
Oh,
pillow that I done
yes.
for my son. And I know I have it on here. Just
Debbie's,
I've done so many things that I gotta bingo. I found it. I found it. So
oh, that's cute. That's very
Liana,
accurate.
Yes, where is it? Oh, I was looking at the wrong screen. That is wow. Was that applique?
that's FPP foundation paper piece. I got that
Wow.
design off of Fandom Stitches, I think it was.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then the quilting, I did a zigzag stitch around all of the details of the face, the outside of the head, everything.
That's crazy.
Lisa says she loves your corn art, Liana.
Oh, who likes my corner?
Her name comes up as Frog Kermit, but it's Lisa.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
She's one of my local
Mama
ladies.
Debbie, look on
She's a sweetheart.
Fandom Stitches. It's on there.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
I have
All
to
right.
look there.
Here's one diamond.
Wow.
All right.
That took a lot of time.
Now, with that being said, there's also another which is a reverse
Oh, wow.
slightly. So both of these are going in the center. So one will point to purple, one will point to pink or red. And then these are the other two.
Okay, I think that one right there on where the yellow and orange is on the bottom.
Uh-huh.
I actually think that one's my favorite.
Well, it does have the most
And this
purple in
Weird
it.
paper
because
piece?
normally I wouldn't do something with all the yellow and everything, but it's like the little bit of yellows with the greens and oranges and blues and everything that just it looks so summery.
Yeah, it does. And yes, these are a paper piece, Leanna. These are from
Wow.
Quiltworks. This
Okay.
pattern called for a jelly roll, but it called for a
Mhm.
48 strip jelly roll, and I only had a 40, so I bought two. So 240 strip jelly rolls, so I do have extra fabric. And so these were strip pieced, and then you cut them apart, and then strip piece them back together. So that's
On a
it.
paper?
On paper. Yep.
Oh, wow.
This
Okay.
is the first Quiltworks that I've done that's like this. I've done another Quiltworks, and it is currently buried in the pile of all the quilts that are basted right now. So I'm not pulling it out right this minute.
Understandable.
But I have another Quiltworks that I was just gifted this past week. So I'll be doing another Quiltworks probably later this year or early next year. And Debbie, this is not hard at all. You were doing that block with Donnell. You're doing the legit kits. These are not hard. One thing I like about the Quiltworks is they give you cutting instructions, and then earlier in the video, you may have to go back and rewatch. But these were all, like, I had a whole bunch of these that were all pieced together on one piece of paper. So you cut out your sections, lay your templates down, and then it tells you to cut on the lines, like follow the cut lines. So you're cutting those apart. So you have your pre-cut template pieces. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have cut like exactly along the outside edges, but I'm not going to do that just because I know that these are strips and I can trim them later. But some of the other Quiltwork stuff that I've done, it really has come in handy to cut the templates and use those, and it speeds up your paper piecing. So when you sit down to piece at the machine, you're not having to go back and forth to the cutting table to go cut extra stuff. All you're having to do at the cutting table is just trim up as you're going. So trim up your 1/4 inch.
I just downloaded that building blocks. I finally got to download that. I mean, I've done FPP before. I did a whole Christmas quilt.
Okay.
this year. Yeah, but like some of the like something like that's to me intricate, and something like legit kits that seems to me intricate, I've not tried.
Now, I will tell you, you haven't been on my channel long enough. I am going to be publishing a pattern.
Ooh.
I've got a lot of work to get my sample done because I have barely started it. But I have to get some of this other stuff out of the way so that I can start it. But I am publishing a pattern. I'm hoping to have it published by mid-April, but at least by the end of April. And I am doing a temperature quilt in a double wedding ring style. And it will be paper piece.
And I am totally jumping on that bandwagon.
That's
I love double wedding ring quilts. I'm actually got block 1 started. When I'm doing for me and the hubby.
Yeah.
And I trying to get everything else cleared out so that way there I can try and get on that.
Well, I will tell you, my sample will look different than a normal temperature quilt because most temperature quilts you start like January and go through December. Or let's say you start in like April and go through the end of March. You go, from a solid month to a solid month.
Yeah.
But for my sample, I wanted to do something. Giovanna, it is super simple, and I will definitely have it up again. Debbie, you're asking Donnell to do the name of the site again. Are you talking about legit kits for the paper piecing that she's doing? Because it's just legit kits. LEGITKITS. Let me see. Hang on. I do have the pattern. I did have the pattern link pulled up. Let's see a soft prismatic.
So how many of these samples have you done for your pattern?
This will be the first. But it's that involved. So
I do samples for my other living for other designers. And like I'm working on right now 5.
Oh,
and I have to do them twice. Yeah, just to make sure I have all the kinks worked out of whatever it is they sent me.
Yeah.
But Tammy, if you need a pattern tester, I'm right here.
I know. You're just trying to get a free copy of the pattern. I know how
Duh.
Now sometimes it's not worth it. It's better to buy it. Just as a person who does it for, sometimes I get so aggravated and frustrated, especially when things don't work, and then you gotta fix it.
Well, the nice thing is everything will work.
Yes, it will.
Because it's not hard to do at all. But because you are doing 365 or 366 days worth of fandom stitches, is that where we're looking?
Yes.
Okay. If you need to email me the link to something specific, Donna, I'll just go ahead and email it. Just let me know that you did.
Okay.
Because I don't think I have anybody set up to put links in, just to save from the hassle of having to fix stuff after it breaks.
Yeah, I'll go grab that really quick and
Okay.
email it to you so you can add it in there.
Sure, that works. I do not mind.
Does that keep it saved on my phone? All my favorite stuff gets saved on my cell phone because this is my life.
I hear you.
This is my livelihood right here.
Well, I used to work for a cell phone company, and I was a tech person. So if you had a problem with your cell phone, I was the person you called. Or I was one of the many people you called. But yeah, I used to do that. I do not save everything on my phone. I always save things on backup options. Just because
definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, I have all my stuff set. I keep all my stuff bookmarked so that way there, no matter what device I'm on, I can access it. It's just my cell phone is my main one I use.
Yeah, my main
because of the fact of how sufficient it is for me because it's always in my hand or close by.
Oh, I actually have a watch that's tapped into my phone because I have the habit of leaving my phone somewhere and can't find it. So I can always go to my watch and locate my phone.
Okay, I just
Just send it?
sent it
Okay.
to your email.
Gotcha.
Now, do they make that for your purse? Because I can. This week, me and my purse was lost all week long.
Now, you actually can, if you use
AirTags, right?
Yeah, you can use AirTags. You can also use Tile. Tile now charges a subscription per year. So my dog, my service dog, I did a remote collar for him so that it would like vibrate or whatever. So if I was in a quiet place or whatever, I could, catch his attention without like having to say anything. Because I really, there's times I can't say things or say what I want. So I have that for him, but I would consistently leave the remote places. So I actually had a tile connected to the remote so that I could.
That's a good idea.
So if I left the apartment without it, it would let me know that I left the apartment without it. I've only once, okay, maybe twice left it at restaurants or someplace like that.
See, I don't even carry a purse. Everything's either got to fit in my wallet that also holds my cell phone, which has a wristband that goes around my wrist. So everything's got to fit there or in pockets or on my husband.
Debbie, if you get back, let us know. She said that she's got to leave.
I don't leave my purse at places. I just put it down in my house, and then when I'm ready to leave, I don't know where sometimes I put it down. I swear I put it down here, and then I don't. And then my honey says, "Well, you have to have a place, and just always put in that place." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
So my husband does that with the car keys. Like he knows he needs to put it in a place, and he actually put the thing on the wall to hang the keys on.
Yeah, I actually
the car keys are never there still.
Yeah, I actually bought something for my husband and son to both use to keep like the car keys and their wallets on like a little shelf by the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And when that didn't work, I created a spot on top of our electric fireplace for them to use. Don't use it. Every time I turn around, have you seen my car keys? Nope. I would imagine that they're wherever you put them down at.
Well, we also put up this little rack thing so we can put shoes when we come in and want to take them off because, of course, snow and mud or whatever, we don't want to track through the whole place. So we've got this, and we also have, gear for the dog. So we have this place for everything to go. And so my husband has his own little cubby. All it's got in there is his stuff. So like his little whatever toboggan hat or whatever you want to call the thing is. And he's got a couple of those in there. And he's got, his warm gloves and his next level down gloves. I mean, he's got things there. But he still does not put his wallet or his keys. Or he doesn't put his wallet in there, and he doesn't put the keys on the hanger because we share one car. So, like the keys need to be on the hanger so I can find them. But if it's any consolation to him, I guess I do. I have my own key ring that's got extra keys that we only have one of, and keys that we can't get a second of. Like there's a clubhouse and all that you have to have an access card thing for, and they only give each apartment one. Like, so you could have like 6 people living in an apartment and only one has a copy of the thing. So I end up leaving those keys in places. Usually it's in my purse, but which is usually in the cubby, but frequently, yeah, that's one that we walk off with too. The mailbox keys on there too. All of that. Giovanna says I wear a crossbody bag when I leave the house. It's small but heavy with all the stuff I have in it. Yes. I used to do
Okay.
like a little bitty bag or just a little wallet or whatever. Um, and if I'm getting out someplace where I really don't want my purse to go, then like I'll take out just my wallet. And my wallet can clip onto the leash and all of that with the dog. But yeah.
See, for me, it's like I have a tendency of putting things down, especially whenever I get distracted, because I have a lot of squirrel moments. And last thing I want to do is wind up setting down my purse and then forgetting about it and walking away, and then someone having my entire life in their hands.
Yeah.
So I started making the rule of if it doesn't fit in a little wallet that I can carry in my hand that has a strap that goes around my wrist to keep it attached to me at all times, or I go in my pocket, then it doesn't leave the house with me.
Well, that's why mine gets misplaced easily because it's not a big purse, it's a small purse. So
Yeah.
it's just a tiny thing. I don't keep much in there. So except
Yeah,
for,
mine is like a wallet that my cell phone also goes inside of, so I know I'm not going to lose it.
yeah.
And
Giovanna
when I'm
says
at home, it stays on top of the fireplace.
she used to have the keys from work in it, in her little crossbody bag. Yeah, I do carry a purse. Um, so I am not very much a girly girl. I am so much a tomboy. I made mud pies growing up and played with, my brother's uh, Matchbox cars. Now, I mean, I played with Barbie and other dolls, but I played with Legos and trucks and cars and playing in the mud just as much as I played with dolls. So, I did not grow up really like doing a purse collection or, oohing and eyeing over purses. If it doesn't fit the way I want a purse to carry, I won't carry it. It doesn't matter how cute it is, how pretty it looks against all my outfit, or, nothing. If it does not fit the way I
Here's
want to carry it, I don't carry it. Oh, that's
here's block A2.
yay! That's gorgeous. How
Well,
big
if
does
you guys
this?
haven't noticed, I'm a super girly girl. I wear a lot of pink, a lot of sparkle. I love
We would
bedazzles.
have never guessed.
My car plate is bedazzled. It says the pastry queen. I actually have vanity plates that say pastry queen on it. Yeah, I'm a girly girl all the way through, always have. And I got into purses like for like a hot second. And then I realized I don't want to change it all the time. So if I have something small and neutral, it just goes with everything. I have
Well,
yet, and I know they exist, like a fully bedazzled purse that doesn't fall apart.
well, I will say this. My husband has always wanted me to dress up, and like, he likes me to, like, if I sit down and clean up, like, I clean up nice. Like, I have no makeup on today, like, whatsoever. I normally have makeup on Mama Lives. I do not have makeup on today. I did not put it on. I'm not going to put it on. It is just not happening. Um, but he likes me to, be able to dress up or whatever. So I have clothes and I can just, swap over to, go be out on the town or do whatever I need to do and look nice in like 20 minutes. Like I could be ready in 20, 30 minutes, depending on, what state of homebody I'm at. But he bought me, and I had to like go try out purses. He was like, "You need a nice purse. Like you need a nice purse to carry around." I was like, "Fine. When I find one, I will let you know." And I'm also a thrifty person, so spending more than $30 on a purse is like insane to me. Like it just does not compute in my brain. I know people do, and I know
Yeah.
they're worth it, but I don't do that. And I happened to find, like, I was looking through purses, and I was like, well, okay, this purse really feels kind of soft, and I kind of like it. And so I picked it up, and I put it over my shoulder, and I hung my arm down, and the purse stayed right where I put it. Like, it didn't swing around, it didn't, like, try to come off my shoulder. Like, it was just that perfect fit kind of purse. and I about fainted when I saw the price tag. But it's a Michael Kors purse, amazingly enough. I mean, and it was, it was more expensive than any other purse I've ever bought. But, we bought me that purse, and that is the purse that I have used since. Because it works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a thrifty person too. So like my Juicy Couture outfit, I bought at Sam's Club. Yes, Sam's Club, because I love
Love
food
it.
shopping. I hate clothes shopping, but I like food shopping. And yeah, I think it was on clearance. I was watching it go down because I was like, even for Sam's Club, that's too high. I watched that sucker go all the way down till it was clearance. And as far as purses, I used to have I do splurge on my cowboy boots because I have a cowboy boot fetish, but my purses I buy at a consignment shop. Like you can buy Coach, you can buy Michael Kors. There's consignment shops that are really well priced, and then there's ones that are higher.
Yeah.
So, and then that was my younger days. I don't wear makeup. I just don't have the time. I'd rather quilt, honestly, than put on makeup. I mean, like
I
you
normally
said, if
don't
I
wear
have to go out.
makeup, I am say, because I'm all broken out from hormonal changes on my chin and all. So I'm like, yeah, no, no one's seeing that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like
Now I
I'm like, I don't even want to see it.
So Giovanna says, "Love your trousers." I think she's talking to Donnell. I don't think either of the
Love
other
my
two of us.
what?
Your trousers.
Oh, thank you. Those are my leggings.
And then she says, "Who needs
And
makeup?
they're
No
so
need. They're
hard to
pretty
find
as is."
something. They're
Well,
so hard to
thank you.
find a top that matches the top of them because I mean, look at this. They're like wild, crazy pinks, blues, blacks,
Those are cool
purple.
looking.
Yeah, it's like almost like a palm tree Hawaiian style to the design of it. And I
Yeah,
love them so much, and they're super comfy.
those look awesome. And then Giovanna says, "Who
So
needs makeup?
Terry,
No
so
need. They're
Terry
pretty
talks
as
about
is."
making bags. I made
Yes,
this bag when I went to the International Quilt Festival. I brought this
I
bag with
like
me.
that bag. I think I've seen the pattern for
Super
that.
cute.
That's a Mondo bag, and
That's where I
it
saw it.
comes
Yeah.
with interfacing. And so the outside is all like 2.5-inch charms, and then the inside. Oh, there's my keys. I was looking for these earlier.
Giovanna, or so Terry, you have saved Liana today. Congratulations. You win. You have saved
These
her.
earlier. I used my backup keys. Um, and then the inside is a panel. I used a panel because
Okay.
I was going to Texas and I had a Texas panel for whatever reason. So that's what I used for the inside.
So it's reversible.
Yeah, it's reversible. Yes, check this bag out. It was fun to make. I'm not a bag maker. I've taken 2 classes back like 25 years ago and wasn't very good at it. But this actually I managed to do.
That looks super cool. I like it though.
So Terry says, "I make wallets and handbags." So Terry, you can always gift. I don't mind. I will accept gifts. Um, I do make bags every blue moon. Like it is rare. I have made bags, and I've got bags like, I don't even have any of them in here, but I do have like the reusable shopping bags and things like that I've made. And I made purses. I made a purse. Yeah, I cannot talk to save my life today. I made a purse for my mom and one for my grandmother one year for Christmas presents. And I don't mind making them. I mean, I grew up making clothes, so making purses is not that much different. It's just, different kind of construction in some spots. So I don't mind doing that. It's just not my everyday.
Yeah.
So
I
Terry said,
can, and Giovanna, I cannot wear white because I am like a huge magnet for anything dirty when wearing white.
I
Giovanna,
am
It's
here.
like I could walk around wearing gloves and still manage to get something on me.
I will wear, like, I don't wear white in the winter usually, but I don't typically wear white tops. Okay, we'll go back to my
Oh,
upbringing a little bit. A little bit of a history lesson. I grew up in a private school, and I had to wear dresses or skirts that went to the middle of the knee or below. You had to wear stockings or uh, pantyhose. You couldn't wear socks. You had to wear dress shoes, and that was every day. And you had to wear
no,
a
thank
slip.
you.
Yeah, you had to wear a slip with your dress. So, like, I learned, for some reason, ooh, I don't know why Nightbot thinks you're spamming, Giovanna. I am so sorry. I should just give you a minute. Let me see. I don't know how long the warning is. I am so sorry. I don't know. Nightbot just didn't like you. I'm sorry. Um,
I
but
did like capital letters or emojis, and it got her.
well, I think it said spamming, so I think it is maybe too many messages all at the same time. Uh, repetitions is disabled. Um, it didn't say anything about excess emotes or links or symbols. Hmm, I'm not quite sure. Let me see if it gives me timed out for 5 seconds. Oh, okay, it was for emojis. My bad. I'm sorry. It was emojis. Okay. Um, but yeah, so I was raised literally Monday through Friday. I had to wear a dress. I could not show my shoulders. You had to have your shoulders covered, and it couldn't just be like a little fluffy cap or something. It had to actually be a sleeve. Um, and you couldn't do like I couldn't do a t-shirt and a skirt. It had to actually be dress attire. So I was prepared to go to an interview 5 days of a week. Um, it's happened in the past. So you know how Nightbot works, Giovanna. You know how it works. But yeah, so I grew up wearing that kind of attire every day going to school. So yeah.
I
So
So I'm
I,
there
I
with
would have done
you.
something to get myself expelled.
Well, I'm there with her because I had 12 years of Catholic school. Oh
oh,
boy.
Yeah, see,
And
I was
again,
public school
I
because
had
my
to
mom is cheap.
I had to wear, like she said, the whole thing. And but everybody, you only got to choose from two different uniforms. So we all were like little minions. And
see,
we all had basically the same. And not only that, it was all girls. My
I
parents made
wish.
sure I was near any boys until I graduated high school.
All right, Giovanna,
So
she said she'll be right back. I really wish we had had uniforms because it made choosing clothes so tough. Um, because the time that I was going to school, there were no skirts to the knee or below in modern fashion. So, in order to have skirts that went to the middle of the knee or below, I had to have skirts that basically dragged to the ground, or I had to have skirts that were homemade because we could not find skirts. And the middle of the knee rule was you had to be able to sit and it was still to the middle of your knee. If you sat and it came up above your knee, it was too short. So, and like literally, I think fifth grade is, I went there from kindergarten all the way through graduation. So I think fifth grade is when we swapped to not being able to wear tennis shoes. Like we had to bring tennis shoes to change into for PE. And then, oh gosh, I was a cheerleader too, and we had to have the pleated culottes, and they had to be to the middle of the knee or below. How are you supposed to jump and do anything in pleated culottes that have more material than the dress you wear to, the Christmas performance? I mean, there was a lot of material in those culottes. There was
Cracking
so
me
much.
up. I remember culottes.
Oh,
I think we had like, I think they were for gym, right?
yes. We had
Yes,
culottes.
because I had a gym uniform, and
Mhm.
yes, I played tennis. And yeah, it's kind of funny now looking back of all the things. So we had Fridays was the one day that we did not have to wear our uniforms. And but you had to wear business attire, exactly how you explained, a camisole, a slip. And let me tell you, those nuns, before you got into the building, checked every single girl to make sure that we were right where we were supposed to be, or else we got a demerit, and then you got a phone call to home, and then they had to pick you. Yeah, it was a big thing. And so guess what? My kids went to public school, a co-ed public school. Yep.
You didn't want to have PTSD from dropping your kids off at school, right?
Exactly.
Relive my childhood with my kids. Yes. Hi,
No, thank you.
Giovanna. Glad you're back. Yeah, so the only time that we didn't have to wear our dress code to school was when we had a basketball game that evening, and I was a cheerleader. So we got to wear our culottes and our cheerleading uniform all day. Now, with our cheerleading uniform, we had to wear basically biker shorts, if you want to call them that, the little very tight
Spandex shorts.
spandex shorts that came down like mid thigh. You couldn't have the ones that were super short. You had to come down mid thigh underneath your culottes. And then if it was a cold day, they told you to wear pantyhose underneath them. And then if you didn't feel like shaving, you also had to wear pantyhose too. Because you couldn't give the impression to the boys that you didn't shave. That was kind of an unwritten rule.
So you had boys. You
Yeah,
at
we
least had boys.
So the thing is, the boys' basketball shorts were shorter than middle of the knee. However, the girls could not. No, the girls
Because
did
it
not
wasn't
get any
ladylike.
grace. It was not ladylike.
Yes, my high school was not even called high school. It was called the Ladies Preparatory School. And now that I'm older, I realize it was like a school for you to be a very good girl, be ready for marriage, but very smart, like you're going to go to college like I did, and they were very college oriented, but it was really training to be a proper lady and wife for the future. Little did they know I run around now in hot pink tracksuits and bedazzled boots.
I mean,
But you made a good wife.
Well, actually, he cleans, but I
Giov-
can clean if I want to. I rather so.
Giovanna says we had pleated skirts and blazers. The good thing about wearing a uniform is that the poor students don't get bullied because they can't afford fashion clothing. Yes, absolutely,
Yes, that's true.
100%. Absolutely. I mean, my parents were thrifty. My mom was very thrifty. I mean, I remember, we would go to the grocery store and she had a budget and she stayed on budget by bringing a calculator and was able to keep us on budget, keep us on track by literally adding up everything as we went. And of course, living in Alabama, we have sales tax on food. So she was having to add sales tax in so that she had enough money to spend on whatever bills or whatever else for the month. Private school is not cheap. So our clothes, we would get one new outfit every year for like starting school. And the rest of the clothes that we had, I have a lot of girl cousins. A lot of girls. There were 3 boys. Of all the cousins, like 20 cousins or something, there were 3 boys. The rest of us were all girls. And so there were hand-me-downs that came along my way. However, not all the hand-me-downs would fit when I got them. So we'd have backup clothes, hanging out waiting until I could grow into them. Or, when I could grow into them, whether or not they fit and whether or not they would be appropriate for school. I remember in 7th grade, my late grandmother had made me this jumper. If you guys remember the jumpers from like the 90s, where you wear
Mm-hmm.
like a turtleneck underneath it and it's got the pleated skirt or the gathered skirt, like the very full skirt. She made me one that was printed with cats all over it. I was the only one in school with anything like it, both in style and in pattern. Now, I liked cats, so don't get me wrong, but I was definitely the only one wearing it, and stuff like that definitely can make you stand out. So Terry says we had nylon knee-high white sports socks. They were part of the uniform. If you didn't have those socks on, you got a demerit for being out of uniform. I believe it. Giovanna says here in Italy, the kids from 12 on have a great issue with fashion. Awesome. I did not know you were in Italy. I actually have a friend just outside of Rome last time I checked. She and I haven't talked in a little bit, but she is dear to my heart. So that's awesome that you are also in Italy. She and I talked during the COVID lockdowns, and she recently had some medical stuff come up, and so she and I were on the same page because she's like, "How do you cope?" So I got to we got to have a good discussion about that. That's awesome that you live in Italy.
I was at the hairdresser's this week, and her son is in pre-kindergarten, and he goes to school. I don't know where, with another friend, and both hairdressers were there, and we were talking, and the one hairdresser said to my other one in front of me, "My son came home and asked me for Air Jordans. Where are his Air Jordans?" And I just was like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Yeah, he thinks I'm going to buy him Air Jordans because the other kids have Air Jordans." And like, she's like working all kinds of hours just to put food on the table, and he wants Air Jordans. That's, how old? 4 years old.
Yeah.
4 years old.
They don't understand at that age, thankfully, kind of.
No. And the one customer said,
yep, nope.
"You don't even know what Air Jordans are." Oh my gosh. And yes, the kid knew what Air Jordans were. A 4-year-old. I think if my kids came home and asked me for Air Jordans and they were 4, I was like, yeah, no. We need to eat.
You'll get Air Jordans when you start working.
So Giovanna says she's near Bologna, and they got hit first after China. Oh, with COVID, yeah. I remember what my friend was telling me, that it was, we were having trouble finding toilet paper here. They were having trouble, even being permitted to leave their homes. It was definitely a different culture, and different standards all across the world with COVID. I'm glad that the worst of it, worst of the scare of it is over. It's just part of life now. It's kind of sad, but that we're dealing with that. But
getting through these stars.
Well,
those stars are so cute.
Once I get the rest of these strips on, I'm going to take a break to go grab some like chips or something, and then I'll be right back. I'll keep running the live. I mean, hubby's going to be out for a little while. So I won't have any interruptions from him, and the puppy is happily sleeping, so we're still good.
Puppy's happy and content.
Yes. He's not laying on his back anymore, but that's okay. He's welcome to lay however he wants, as long as he's comfy and happy.
Yes.
We have 9 viewers. Awesome. Of course, I've been going for almost 3 hours now.
Yeah, here in a little while, I probably will be getting off of here and going over to Jean's channel, just because I did promise that I'd be on her live as well, and she's live right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, where is it? Because I promised her the same thing. I promise. Because I could never get everybody's live in. Saturdays is my one day that I can actually like come in and out of lives. Of course,
Yeah,
I
same
ignore.
here. So it's Jean Ketten Stitches.
No, yeah, but is it now?
It's yeah, she trying to post a thing on there. I believe it is, and let me double check on my phone.
I'm going right there right now, just to see.
Let's see. So Terry, yes, pleated maroon and hunter green plaid. Yes, yes, I am very well aware of that. I actually had that in grade school. I think mine was maroon and hunter green. In high school, I went to an Irish, well, I call it high school preparatory, and so it was like green
Actually, I don't know if it is or not.
and kilts, and it was kilts. We wore kilts. Our uniforms were like kilts.
Jean is.
It looks like it's scheduled for tomorrow.
Yeah, she's not currently live. It's showing Mom and Pop is still going.
Yeah. Wonder if it's over. Wonder because I've seen something pop up in my feed.
She had
Let me go look.
she had a video yesterday. Let's see. Live and upcoming is
I didn't think it was
tomorrow.
today, but
Yeah, that's for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
We're a day early.
Oops.
Just give me a moment. I have kiddos asking me questions. Well, they're not kiddos, they're adults, but they're still my kids.
I was gonna say still kiddos.
Oh, you guys, is it showing everybody in the YouTube
Hello?
video?
Huh?
Is it showing everybody at the same time in the YouTube video, or is it showing just a highlight? Hi, 100 Proof. Glad you're here. Thank you. So Terry said that
I'm not really for sure what you're talking about.
When I
Everybody's
over,
different color uniforms, it looks like.
well, it looked like when I went over that it is showing just me. Oh, no, wait. Okay. Scratch that. Okay. It's a technology day. It's a technology day, guys. It really is.
Okay.
Okay, and Giovanna says all together. Okay, good, good.
Yeah, I mean, you got to expect bumps in the road whenever you've not ever had a guest on before because you got to figure out how that works.
Well, for some reason, the screen in the YouTube stream window was restarting back at the beginning where I was just by myself. And I'm going, wait a minute. That is not what I
Has
signed up
anyone
for.
tried to do a live using the YouTube button to add creators? Have you seen that button?
No,
I have not tried that.
Because that's today I'm supposed to at some point. I probably should have been calling her now, but I'm on here. Because we're gonna try that, but we haven't tried it yet. Lynn from Soft Squares.
So who is we?
Oh, Lynn from Soft Squares.
Oh, okay.
To launch her mystery box that
Uh-huh.
I'm working the sample on and some other things. But I've never done it. She's never done it. We both don't have Zoom. And I guess I'm going to have to go get Zoom or some kind of something. You use StreamYard, right?
Yeah, I use StreamYard.
My Zoom is a paid. If you do not pay for Zoom, you have a limit of like 30 minutes.
Okay, right.
Like it'll shut you off or whatever. What was I going to see? Let me see if it shows me. Okay, it doesn't let me from that window. Donnell, you and I might look at that too here in a little bit.
Huh?
You and I might look at that too. See about, add YouTube or add YouTuber and see if that works too. Because then I would be able to swap my screens and all of that like I normally would. And gives a little bit more flexibility. I'm glad you brought that up, Leanna. Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad all you guys are here. Thank you.
Oh,
You're
you're
welcome. Got to
welcome.
get those watch hours in.
That too. That too.
Girl, you ain't
Danielle, do you
lying.
have your watch hours in?
Do I?
No, I'm
Oh.
only at like 1,500 right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a long way away from my watch hours.
Okay.
I'm even further down than her. Of course, I just started my channel, so.
Yeah, I mean, my channel has been active and everything as far as me being a content creator for about 4 months. So, but I'll get there when I get there.
You
Yeah.
will, but if we can all help, pitch
Oh,
in,
definitely.
you know?
This upcoming
Yeah,
Tuesday
I mean,
will be my clip week.
if anybody would love to go and do a whole lot of binge watching, you get 4 ton on my channel.
So what all is in this box you're sending me, Donnell? What all did I win?
Oh, I never did.
She
I
has
never
no
did tell
idea.
you because I was undecided on what all I was going to pin there because I have a big stack of stuff that I set aside. But let me grab it.
Ooh. Let me look. Let me watch.
So,
Guys,
are
see that?
you only enjoy doing quilts, or do you like doing other stuff too?
Primarily quilts.
Okay, I'll
95%
say so. Then I'll
quilts.
say this one item for a different project then, or
Okay.
for a different thing. Okay, because I got some patterns for table runners,
Ooh, awesome. Those are cute.
and then if you like doing bags,
Okay.
we got these.
Go up just a hair. Let's see. Um, maybe.
If you don't, then tell me and I'll try and put them off to the side for a different giveaway.
Put them off to the side. Let somebody else who
Okay.
would love to do them.
Then we have this wall hanging here. This here has all the pieces already cut out for the words.
I'm excited.
So,
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes.
so this is the pattern for it. This is all the applique pieces.
Yay, awesome. I like that.
And then we have an iron-on quilt labels book.
Ooh, perfect.
I've
Need that.
never used it. All I
Okay.
did is flip through the pages of it, and I'm like, I'll never use it. So,
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited.
but this is the stuff that's coming to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I actually got
And then the other item I was initially going to send with it is this here. It's like the fabric, the layout, and the chalk pencil for doing this pillow, but I don't
Okay.
have the buttons.
Is it just like applique pillow?
Essentially it's like you would use this pencil to mark where it, like this. Okay. So the fabric, that dark blue fabric, you lay out flat.
Okay.
This here has like little holes in here where you would use that pencil to mark where you'd sew those buttons at.
Oh, okay.
And then it would be to create this snowflake or whatever design you want to use
Gotcha.
for a pillow to sew buttons on a pillow.
It doesn't include the buttons, does it?
The buttons did come along inside of a jar of a bunch of other buttons to go with it.
Okay.
And I got rid of all the buttons because I wasn't going to use the buttons.
And I'll pass on it because I don't have enough buttons.
Okay.
That would be my problem, is I would have to go shopping for all the buttons. It's
Yeah.
cute though.
I was like, I'm like, it would be a fun project, but it's just not something I want to do.
That's fine. I went through, so the temperature quilt that I'm doing, the temperature quilt that I've got planned, I am using 4 variables. So each variable has 7 colors. You can choose how many colors you want to do or how big of a range you want. I wanted, a wide range. And so I had to find 28 colors or 28 fabrics. So so I could do my sample, I went through digging through my stash because I'm obviously not getting my fabrics that I want anytime soon because I'm still having trouble finding them. That's a whole nother battle. But I went through my stash, and in going through my stash, I found one or two quilt tops. I found one quilt top that I haven't done anything with, that is all pieced. All it has to be done is layered, quilted, layered, based, and quilted. Oh, that's gorgeous, Leanna.
So these are from a swap of mine that I'm in.
Pretty.
Those are gorgeous.
But I ran out of this color white. And so now I'm thinking of just doing some of the blocks that are on here and just sewing these remainder blocks just as is without it being, the corners being sew and flip.
Gotcha.
And then it gives it some negative space and they'll look a little bit more floating.
That's true. How many
And then I
stars
could
do you
be
have?
done with it. Huh?
How many stars total do you have?
How many stars? Good question. 1, 2,
I know I asked
3,
the tough ones.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yes. How many do you have and how many do you got to do?
19, 20, 21. I have 21 stars and it's 42 blocks.
Okay, so you have half of them. So
Half of them, and I'm really getting tired of this quilt. So I feel at this point, if you watch me in UFOs, I pulled out some UFOs and I just create what I have. Sometimes it's a little tiny wall hanging. Sometimes it's I don't go and force myself to do anything that doesn't bring me joy. I love this fabric. The fabric brings me joy. But honestly, I'm going to say it. It's a lot of eye strain for me.
gotcha.
Because it's so tiny, these pieces, and I have lots of light. I'm noticing light issues with my eyes now. And so I think I'm just gonna just go ahead and do some of these and put those in, and then we're gonna be done with this quilt, and then we can move on to my sew along because yeah. Bigger pieces is where it's at right now.
I hear you. I picked up the pattern. Giovanna's saying that you should leave it for a bit. I leave it and come back to it. But yeah, if it's something you're trying to finish, I get, just trying to figure out a way that it works. I cannot wait till you like lay all that out and then play around with where you want the stars to go.
Oh yeah.
Because then you can create all kinds of patterns
Mm-hmm.
with the stars that you have. The other option would be, because it is an equal number, you could like get a different fabric to go in for the others versus
Yes.
a white.
Yeah, and I have more white. I have more white because it really doesn't, like there's technically 2 different color whites in here because this is all a scrappy. So it's not that I can't pull out white. I have white. It's just between the eye strain and this has been going on forever, it seems to me. And I am impatient and I just want to get it done at this point. I just impatient. I just want to get it done. And like I said, I have to work on 5 other like work items and then also do this Tula pink quilt that I want to start. So yeah.
Oh, so what you're saying is that you just honestly just had a squirrel moment and you want to do other stuff.
I want to do other stuff. Yeah. And it's funny because I don't get like that often. I'm a person to start a quilt and then finish it. I don't have many UFOs, but I already know that if I put this aside for later, it's going to be a UFO. And then a year from now, I'm just going to sew up what I have and not even.
And then next year, you'll be doing it as a whip.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to get it done now because I love the fabric and I can't wait to just sew it up and display it. It's just not going to be identical to the pattern that I found.
And there's nothing in the rule book that says that it has to be because it's your quilt.
Right. It's my quilt. That's right. And I'm going to get her done today.
You could even try and
molested.
just do it up as a, like, how big was the quilt supposed to be based upon the pattern?
Oh, I was following the pattern, which I normally don't do. So I was doing that. Let's see. It really is a chill. This is a great, easy pattern. I don't know why I'm in the mood I am about it.
I'll be right back. You guys go ahead and keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. It is 51 by 59 and a half.
So a decent lap quilt for a couch.
Oh yeah, this yeah, borderline twin, I think, right? Maybe, I don't know. Oh wait,
Well,
cute.
I know a lap size quilt is about 50 by 60.
Oh, okay. So then there you go. I don't know, all the quilts I make from Fabric Cafe, those 3-yard quilts, they range anywhere from like 40s, like across.
Yeah. Well, the
So
only reason why I was asking is because I was going to say what you could do is try and do it up as like a wall hanging or something.
oh yeah, I could. Well, being that my room has purple, that's what this is going to be. This is going to be on the back of my bed. On the wall, I have a sleigh bed, but my sleigh bed, the one where your head goes, is on an outside wall. So sometimes it gets a little cold. So
Understandably.
I always have a big I always have a big quilt hanging on that wall behind my sleigh bed bed frame to kind of insulate, and then it gives me decor. How far are you into what you're doing, Danelle?
I am working on the third block of this. Here is the first two put
Oh,
together.
oh wow,
Super
looking
scrappy,
good.
which is way out of my normal.
It's looking very modern. I'm
Yeah,
getting a
I'm having like
modern.
I love how it's turning out, but at the same time I'm having a hard time because I'm the only thing that has like rhyme or reason is the large pieces,
Yeah,
the greens, all the rest
yeah.
are just I'm throwing colors in there wherever. I'm trying to do this very impromptu, and I'm not used to doing impromptu,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm pushing myself on this.
So now that you're sewing this, do you have your next quilt that you already know you want to work on?
Girl, I have like 5 whips I'm working on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Not including all the stuff I got to do for my craft show that's next Saturday.
Okay. So what do you sell at your craft show?
So I do scrunchies, wristband keychains, my fuzzy sock kittens. I sell I'm gonna be making up a bunch of these bags here that I can show you guys. These are hexagon quilted you go hexagons through Daisy and Grace that I made into a handbag.
That's cute.
And then rope coaster sets.
Great. Yeah, we don't have anything like that over here. Wait, we lost someone? Oh, there she is.
Chat's gotten super quiet. Is anybody still here?
Giovanna
Yep.
is.
Giovanna is. Okay. I'm like, man, it got quiet in here. I think you're muted, Tammy.
I can't hear Tammy.
Okay. Let's see. Hang on.
There you
There
are.
you are.
So apparently my mic has died. So we now know that 3 hours is the limit for my microphone.
Yes.
So,
All right.
So now you guys are on my headset, so we're going to see how long that works. And I need to find something to get the dog's attention again. And I did this on Tuesday Night's Live, so I will just rephrase. I am going to toss something in the direction of my dog. No, it will not hit my dog, but it will be enough that he has to get, it gives him something to pay attention to.
Gotcha. So what time is it? It's okay. So soon I'm going to have to leave just because I have to make sure I promise hubby, you know, I do
Yeah,
some
same here
hours
because I
up
also
here.
got two
I
other
have to do,
Zooms.
yeah, I do some hours here and then I go down and play a game with him.
That's my evening events and everything. I have two other Zooms I still gotta go hit up today too, so that are private Zooms.
Oh yeah, one of them is. I know I'm not a, yes.
Yes, the Renegades over at Inkwell Fact
Yep.
membership, and then I think there was one other one going on today. I don't know. But I think I'm done doing paper piecing today. I'm tired of
Yeah.
it.
So
Tammy, I
Tammy,
think your
tell us.
headset died. I think your headset died. I
I
can't
don't
hear
think she,
anything you're saying, my love.
I don't think she,
I think you might be saying goodbyes through chat.
that just worked.
I can hear you.
Well,
Oh, poor
I've had
girl.
fun today and thank you for letting me join in. This was a blast.
Same
I
here.
will, I will share this on one of my community posts so someone can come and see the replay, unless you ladies are still on. And I wish you lots of luck and in your watch hour time. I honestly didn't realize how important watch hours were until just recently. So, yeah. So, yeah, Donnell. So we'll have to get people binging on yours too.
Yes, we'll
What
just
you
start
are
sharing each other's like crazy.
because you just hit 500, right?
I just hit 500
Yes,
like early part of this week.
that's what I thought.
Yep. Last time I checked, I'm like at 512 or something like that right now. And so now I just gotta get my watch hours up.
Right. So we're gonna all put out good vibes out there for you ladies. So
Yep.
Tammy and Donnell, have a wonderful day. If I see you in another live, soon, we'll chat more.
Yeah, you never know where you're gonna find me popping up at. So
Exactly. I actually was I was about ready to email you or call you this today if you weren't doing your live, because I'm like, well, where's Donnell? I feel like I haven't seen Donnell all weekend alive. So, but you explained yourself, so you're good. You're good.
yeah, I was having some moods. So
Hey, hey, and we all have them. So
definitely.
I'm glad to see you up and out and about. Okay.
Oh, definitely. I'm just glad that the mood swings have passed. Now I just gotta get the blemishes to cover to get under control, and I'll be good.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. If
I
you need
know.
me, you know where to find me.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Take care, both of you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Tammy, that is so gorgeous. Cool beans. Alrighty, honey, I am going to take off as well so I can get up and stretch my legs and see the family for a few, and then I'll probably jump because I know at 5 o'clock the Renegades Zoom is going on and everything over in Quillback, so I will. Bye, love.
This microphone. All right. So you guys should be able to hear me. I won't be there either. Glenda, are you able to hear me? Please let me know if you guys can hear me. Bye, Denise. I am still here. So, let's see. Okay, let's see. Can you guys see or hear me? Yes, awesome. Thank you. Perfect. Yeah, I was having to swap software, so like I can in the Zoom I can do some things, and then not in Zoom I can do others. Okay, can't hear you, but captions are picking you up. I have no sound. Am I still no sound? Let's see. Oh, I hope you guys can hear me. Because yes, I was just saying I was getting everything swapped over. Wasn't saying much. I know you were saying that you wouldn't be there, I think on the Renegades, but yeah, I'm still here. And you guys can tell me whether or not you want me to keep going. You can hear me? Alright, yay. So, yep, I have gotten that much done. So I've got both sides. And if you guys want to hang out, I will continue to go the way that I was doing before we had Donnell and Leanne come join us. But it's up to you guys. It's whether you want to hang out or whether you want to call it a day. You guys tell me. I am open either way. And yeah, I did get all of my flying geese for all of my other units. I did get those put together. Oh, thank you, Giovanna. Yeah, I'm excited about it. Sound but barely hear you. Okay. Let's see if I can make some settings adjustments. Undo. I have to leave in half an hour. Okay. I can understand that. Alright, and well, that's as far as it lets me. It's, yeah, reading the closed captions. Okay.
Alright, well, we are going to call it quits then. Since the technical difficulties are taking over. These are taking over. We're going to call this a day. New microphone with much better reviews will be the next item on my agenda to pick up. I understand, Giovanna. You're way ahead of me on the time zone. Thank you, Glenda. You have a blessed evening as well. Thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody who's here. Thank you so much. I am going to work on the microphone. I promise. I will be looking for a microphone as soon as I quit. Thank you, Giovanna. I'm glad you're here. Awesome, Andrea. You guys have a great afternoon in Renegades. That sounds like a good plan. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it. You guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for hanging around. I really appreciate it. Oh, you're not a renegade? Yeah, I'm not a renegade either, Giovanna. That's okay. That's okay. We can't all be lucky enough. Alright. Yeah, I don't have the cash either, Giovanna. I've got to spend it on a new microphone. Alright. Have a good